Warning! The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on this show are reflective of A.J. Orsini, the Steve Dave, and their guests exclusively. Seriously, guys, my dada and uncle say some pretty crazy stuff. If it offends you, go be butthurt somewhere else.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Minds, and now your host, AJ Orsini with Dave.
Hello, everybody out there. Hello. It is AJ Orsini once again with another episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and of course, to my camera-wise, how does that work? I guess my right, I don't know. He's right next to me. It's Deceived Dave. He's here, and apparently he's having a hot flash of some kind.
My eyes just got real sweaty for some reason.
Yeah, just right when the intro hit and Steph's part hit, all of a sudden my throat said, "Cough now."
Hey yo,
like exactly. It was. I didn't say gag or choke. It said cough.
Oh,
cough's normal.
Good.
If you're coughing,
your throat's not gay.
Yeah, if you're coughing during fellatio, you're doing it wrong. There's something else.
Okay, that's how you start a show.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Actually, not all ages.
I was gonna say, God, I hope not. Not off that fucking intro, dude. What are you doing?
Brings me to my opening statement of the show. YouTube, you disappoint me, my friend.
Uh-oh.
You disappoint me, YouTube. You did it. You done did it. So I had shorts scheduled from our Stranger Things conversation. And normally when I set up shorts, I cut them up, I set them up, they automatically roll out. But one short, and I have like 500 shorts now, one short got flagged for only suitable for 18 and over, and age restricted the shit.
I'm surprised more doesn't get flagged for that.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised also that it's not more. But this one was flagged immediately. Immediately. And
what I said.
No, it wasn't you this time.
Let's go.
It was me, and it was the clip. It was literally like a 60-second clip. It was the clip that we said that when we were talking about Will's coming out scene in the show, and I had said on the front of the camera, and I didn't even remove the barcode, by the way. That was there for the start of the show. I had said it to the camera, y'all was the one that told us he was gay. This was fan service. They're trying to make you happy with the gay thing. That's all we said. We actually, if I look at when I watched the clip back, we didn't curse. We didn't use any foul language. We didn't talk about any peen-on-peen action. We just said that he came out as gay and that y'all was the one that convinced them that he was gay. And YouTube said, we'll have none of that, sir.
Yeah, don't talk like that, bro.
That's going to be 18 and over conversation. I was like, wow, of all the things that we've talked about on this show, that was the one where YouTube drew the line. We can't have any of that on the goddamn show. Jesus, Jiminy, jumping, Jesus Christ. So I had to do away with it. By the way, that was the short. The full segment, including that clip, is still very much on YouTube. If you want to go out and check it out at OUM Network on YouTube, it's still very much there. So for whatever reason, it took the whole set. It took two versions. It took the whole episode. YouTube knelt down and took the whole thing. And then when I sectioned out just the Stranger Things conversation, it allowed it for that too. But for whatever reason, when I take out just those 60 seconds, I've gone too far. So It is what it is. It is Taster's Choice. I am fresh from the house of deception. We just came from from your part of town, your neck of the woods, so to speak. And that's going to lead into a lot of the conversation we're having here today. Speaking of which, what are we talking about on the show today?
Hey, what's going to be on the show today?
On the show today, we're talking about that fat little fuck over in PA that for some reason still happens to be a goddamn thing. I genuinely, it blows my mind. And the only reason why it even came up at all is because I forget about it yearly. I don't think about it at all, but for whatever reason, on cue, every fucking February 2nd, I gotta have my entire timeline flooded with this shit. And we've got to talk, full name Punxsutawney Phil, the least favorite of all Phils, in my opinion. That son of a bitch set us down a terrible path. Okay, since everybody wants to make it a big deal that he's this big forecaster, I blame his fat ass for everything that's happening take place. We'll talk more about that. In conjunction with that, our second segment of the show will lead into why that fat fuck pretty much had an obvious answer to the question, because the Northeast is still covered in 12 feet of snow. Or so I've heard on the interwebs. I'm having a different experience out in the real world, but according to the internet, the walls are 12 feet high, made of ice and snow and regret. We'll talk about the snowpocalypse that has taken place and has taken the Northeast and put it into a stranglehold. We'll also talk about some misinterpretation, or at least that's how I feel, that it's a misinterpretation. I sat down, I listened to the whole Roman Reigns interview that he did on the Pat McAfee Show. I can't show you the audio here, but I would like very much to clear up what I think is one gigantic misunderstanding and what it truly means and where we can have that conversation rationally. Because whenever you bring up an issue regarding everyone's favorite wrestlers, feelings and emotions get all tied up into the conversation and things just go up. So we're going to try to have that conversation today. Also, in our main event segment, like I said, I was in the House of Deception and we watched it all. This is one of the very few pay-per-views that me and Dave will be reviewing that we actually watched together. So we were seeing it in real time, folks, having some real-time conversation, and we're going to bring that conversation to you here today for the show. So this is episode 341. Let's not wait. Let's get to the fat fuck.
Dave, it's time to start the show. Let's begin with segment 1.
I mentioned that he's a fat rodent bitch. I don't like anything about this conversation, but I feel like it has to be had, especially on this show, because I have been, what's the word they use? Inundated. I have been I'm breaking out the vocab words. I have been inundated with Punxsutawney Phil conversation. This, and of course he comes and lives in a town called Gobbler's Knob. Of course, Gobbler's Knob is
orchestrated by the inner circle, by the way.
Oh my God! Yes, with the top hats and the black tie affair with the flails on the back. And I have had some conversations in the past, and I don't want people to be offended by this, but if there was ever a time to actually sit together as a society and say, finally, I think we've seen quite possibly the whitest holiday in the history of all holidays, it has to be this.
Is this a holiday?
It's on maps. I mean, not maps, excuse me. It's on calendars. It's on calendars. It's being processed. It's Martin Luther King's birthday. It's Christmas. It's Valentine's Day. Think about that. It's the acknowledgement of Black achievement. It's the birth of Christ. It's the celebration of love. And it's Punxsutawney motherfucking Phil. Circle the one that doesn't fucking fit in this goddamn conversation.
Valentine's Day.
So it's a lot. You know, Steph would have been right there with you. There's so many people that are right there with you. Valentine's Day, by the way, is it's coming up soon, and I think that's a holiday that's going to meet its maker very, very soon. I don't know how many more people are going to keep subjecting themselves to that fucking holiday.
Nah, I don't
But
never.
this particular holiday has confused me because I before now, when I watched all these stupid fucking videos, I had always just assumed, based on the movie starring Bill Murray, that Groundhog Day just was like a case of deja vu. You know, like you were just doing something so repetitively, it feels like you just did it. You know, it's almost Mandela effect kind of situation. But Groundhog's Day apparently has this whole lore that I didn't know jack shit about, going all the way back to the 1800s and the old Celtic societies and using these animals to measure weather and time. And we're talking sundial shit, man. This thing goes back way. These guys are the original meteorologists from way back in the day. So why is this the Doppler radar exists? Why are we still looking at a fucking gerbil for our fucking?
Can I say that they need to put that guy out of his fucking misery, man? That dude looks tired.
I can't be the same fucking Punxsutawney Phil from even the last few years, right? There have to be.
I mean, they
have to be picking new and updated.
It has to be, because didn't they say that at one point he didn't come out? They had to fish him out. He's tired, man. They don't want to do this shit no more.
It's just passive aggressive. That's the shadow right there, guys. Just put
that thing looks fucking miserable, dude. And funny part is, like, I'm thinking of like all these conspiracy, like, how does he come out every time? And like, I don't fucking get. I feel like the dude's down there just sleeping, and they do all that parade shit to like wake him up. Like, he's just down there minding his own fucking business, man. And they're up there making all that goddamn noise, fireworks, singing, screaming, stomping, all this bullshit. And this guy just like, bro, I want to die. Like, what?
They start at 3 in the morning. They start at 3 in the morning. He's got to be pissed.
I'll tell you what, though. I want to be I've said this before, dude. I want to be passionate like that, dude. These guys, they not only is one of them passionate, they all believe in what they're doing, man. They were showing live clips of them on stage, and they're like, this guy, this guy's the party guy. You want to get excited? Look at this guy. He's just sitting there like, yeah, I'm that dude. That's me. I'm good. Yeah. And then they were showing clips of him like up. I'm like, dude, like believe in something like this, man. I just want to believe in something like this.
They had props and like you said, like fireworks and sparklers and dancers and musicians.
About the performance they put on, or how many people are actually out there following this shit.
It's a hot crowd at 3 in the morning.
I never knew a single person ever talk about Groundhog Day, ever. But apparently there is a culture of people who like this shit. I don't know. It's so weird. It wasn't. I was just looking at it like, man, I want to love something like that.
I want to love someone like that. Like, Jesus, I love my wife, but I don't know if I want to get up
like that
in the mornings and just start.
Not like that.
At 3 in the morning, she
told me to sing everybody at 3 in the morning. We might have a problem.
Just, hey, everybody, this is my wife. It's like, I don't know about that. Like,
that poor groundhog looks terrible, man.
And they manhandle him, bro. Like, they put their arm in there and just yank his ass. Here he is, the fat fucking piece of shit.
The announcement was a cool little poem, though.
Though they have they
had a scroll,
right? They like a whole. They make like a whole decree when he comes out, and it's just. At what point do they? Because I saw the video I saw of the most recent one, where spoiler alert, he saw his shadow. No fucking kidding, right? 6 more weeks of winter. Yeah, no shit. But at what point does the shadow part happen? Because when I saw the clip, they go, okay. And then the dickhead like knocks on the door that just says Phil on the outside. Like they're knocking on a dressing room or something. I'm surprised it didn't have a star and an assistant wiping their mouth and bringing out the cell phone he forgot, but just they knock on the door and then they open the door, and I just saw them go right in and just yank him out and just raise him into the sky. And I'm like, where does the shadow part come in? When do they just set him on the ground? And
no, they set him on the stump
in front of everybody, in front of God and everybody.
They put him on the top of the stump. There we go. They put him on top of the stump, and then they force his fucking head down. Look at the fucking shadow. Then they pick him up. They know the answer. They can see the shadow. They grab the appropriate scroll, and then they read it. I want to see. I wish there would have been somebody who panned to the crowd, and when they, because you can hear audibly, but I want to see the guy in the crowd, like that one guy who's fucking pissed, like pissed off. That's what I want
about the 6 weeks, right?
Yeah. God damn it! Like I wanted to see that, dude. Let's go. Grab his fucking kids. Piss.
Silent car ride back.
Get in the fucking car.
I would have to question though, based on who's in attendance here, the kind of person that would be in attendance for this. Are they mad for the 6 weeks of winter, or are they mad because they didn't cover this goddamn the bet they made? Is like no shadow. 6 more weeks. God motherfucking damn it.
Yep.
God damn it.
Thousands on this goddamn. I lost thousands.
Daddy, is everything okay? No, it's fine. You just headed to community college, kid. That's all that's really happening at this point. There's no university future for you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was assured it was a sure thing.
It's so weird. It's to the point where when I saw you like put these links in there and I watched them, I'm like, where the fuck does he find this shit? Like, where do you find the time to find this stuff? Like, I would have said someone would have said to me something which no one mentioned it at all, by the way, today. I saw this and I said to myself, I wouldn't have even known this happened until you sent this to me. And then I would say, like, if someone said to me, oh, it's Groundhog's Day, I would have been like, we should talk about Groundhog's Day on the pod. And that's where it would have ended. I would have never found any fucking clips. You found all these clips, and they were kind of interesting to watch too, but still.
Well, 3 of them, and they were all short. But the way that I found the clip is, well, because like I told you on my timeline, it's all anybody could talk about for that whole morning.
You need to fix your algorithms.
I told you, I got a bunch of fucking randos on mine, but it's for a reason. There's a method to this madness. There's a method to it. I like watching some of the yahoos. You have to keep an eye on the enemies. You can't just let your enemies
ops
roam about the earth. You have to. Oh, of course I got ops. You're not making moves in this world if you ain't got ops. The best way to be famous in the world today is to have people hate you.
That's true. You're trying to be famous.
Loved people don't make it very far in the world today. In order for you to succeed in this world today, everyone has to hate you. That's when you know you're doing something right. That's when you know the success is achieving high levels. Okay. So I did want to bring it up because first of all, the first one that I sent you was this year's results. Can't talk about it without letting people know what the hell actually happened for this year. The opening act video was something that was like, when I saw this year's results, it was like a related video.
Sure, so I would imagine.
So I was like, what's this? And I see 2 goofballs just putting in the goddamn work. Just entertaining.
Kissing their family goodbye.
Yes. They were saying goodbye to their families like, this might be the year, man. You never know. This could be it. Because let me tell you something. Based on the reaction I saw from the people who are involved in this whole process and who come to support it, if they ever did 3 or 4 hours of opening act and music and pyro and all this stuff, and they reached into that sumbitch and he was in there just dead, there's going to be there'll be blood in the street, my guy. Blood in the street. Gobbler's Knob will be painted in crimson vengeance, my guy. And that's not just a disgusting thought. That could be an unlikely scenario. There's going to be a lot of pissed off. So just in case you kiss the family goodbye, and do you brag about that? Like if you're the kids, do you go to school and you're like, well, I know your dad's a cop and all, and I know your dad's an investment banker, but I don't want to brag. I don't want to flex. I don't want to be that kid, but my dad kind of opens for Punxsutawney Phil. I'm just saying it's something.
In that town, he might be lit.
Yeah, in Gobbler's Knob.
He's
royalty. He's part of the royal family.
He skips the line at the club.
Yeah, club. The bitches come to his house. What club? They coming over to his. Is this?
He's gotta go to the club. People gotta see it.
Gotta flex on them.
That's right.
Right. So yeah, one of the other videos that I had gotten for this topic was when it said, "What is Groundhog's Day?" That was kind of cheap because I'm a huge Watch Mojo guy. I love Watch Mojo, especially when I'm inebriated. It's either between that or when I'm like inebriated and I'm in full relaxation mode. It's either Watch Mojo, obviously wrestling clips, or animal videos. Oh, I love animal videos. I love them. I don't mean documentary stuff. I don't mean like National Geographic. No, I want cell phone footage of random people in the worst possible spots getting the absolute best footage. Okay. I saw one the other day, no lie, a turtle was coming, if you could believe this, frantically. A turtle, right? Just
had a little pep in his step.
And the guy was talking to the turtle. Hey, little guy. Hey, what's this guy doing over here? And all of a sudden, out from the water comes a fucking gator chasing the turtle.
He said, "Move, motherfucker!"
Yeah, get the fuck out of the way! This son of a bitch is trying to eat me.
He said, "Fucking run!"
He got the turtle. He got the turtle in his teeth. The turtle did the fucking shrink-in technique to get inside the shell. And the guy goes, and the guy's freaking out because he's like, I don't know what's going through this guy's head, but he's literally telling him, get off of him. Like he's trying to support the turtle verbally because he's not going to jump in there, right? It's a game.
No, you got this.
But yeah, he's come on, little buddy. And all of a sudden, you just see the shell snap, pow, like that. He broke the turtle shell. And then all you saw was just blood covering the gator's face. And this guy is still filming. He's freaking out.
And at this point,
but he hasn't left. Yeah, I mean, what's to run? He's already eating. He's got his shit together. Until he thirsts for more, my guy. Don't just sit there. I've seen some wild stuff. He
hungers for more.
Yeah. Now he's got the taste of blood. Get the hell out of there. But yeah, no, I will be watching some crazy stuff sometimes. I'll be watching like lions fight. And I saw a gazelle break a lioness's broke his ankles. Like he juked him, and I cried laughing, not because of the poor injured animal, but when I say he broke his ankles, like he shimmied like that, like a basketball move, I mean it. She broke her leg. He juked and she tried to like recover, and you just heard it go like make a noise. It hit the ground, and the dude who was recording, the people came and they checked and she had a broken leg.
He broke her shit. I want to see the clip of all the gazelles at safety watching it. And he goes, oh, and then you hear the and then he gallops back. He's like,
that boy crazy,
bro. That boy good. That boy good.
That's my man. That's my man. He said, he hit him like one of those the old sneaker commercial. That shit is crazy. Anyway, one of the things that I don't watch when I'm inebriated is videos of Punxsutawney fucking Phil. It comes from a religious background, but for some reason it's not considered a religious holiday. It's just like its own thing. It's more of a tradition.
Sure.
Like a holiday, like you would get the family together. They still get the family together and they go down to Gobbler's Knob, but for something that got its origins,
getting the family members together to go to Gobbler's Knob is fucking crazy.
Considering that it kind of does originate from another place, the fact that it's stationed in that one fucking location is a little odd. But yeah, no, there are people all over that fucking celebrate it, and it's bananas to me. We're not going to sit here and have the religious conversation. That's too taboo for OUM. But the fact that it has its roots in that is not surprising, because you were saying earlier about, man, I wish I could believe that hard. There is nothing more powerful on this. There's no version of blind faith more powerful than religion. And that, once I found out the origins and that it comes from something like that, I was like, oh, this all.
So are you trying to tell me that Phil is Jesus?
Wasn't it? It has something to do with actually the celebration of Jesus, something like that. I don't remember the specifics now off the top of my head now. When I was researching it, I was heavy into it, but like now that we're sitting here, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it did base itself and rooted in something like that, where it was more of a, like the actual shadow thing was more of a, like a tactic to kind of gain an idea of where it is. But then it's like when you say that Christmas is the celebration of Christ's birth, and yet not Christmas, no. Easter. Easter is always my favorite example, where Easter is the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus. So here's a chocolate bunny for absolutely whatever reason. It's like groundhogs become kind of like something like that. Like it was rooted in something that was rational at the time and something that was needed. But now that it's in 2026 and we have literally Doppler radars right here on this electronical device here, and there's literally no need. Punxsutawney Phil is going to tell me the weather for that day and whether or not it affects the next 6 weeks. And I got a 10-day app right here that I can stay ahead of the game right here. I just got to keep hitting refresh and keep Xing out that premium promotion that it keeps giving me that I don't want to pay for. That's it. That's all I have to keep doing. I don't need Punxsutawney Phil, and neither do any of you. You don't need Punxsutawney Phil. And like Dave said, I got to go. He didn't even know about it until I said something, and he's in PA. So for everybody who was in New York, New Jersey, who was telling me about Punxsutawney motherfucking Phil, I don't understand you, because he didn't hear about it. Now, granted, I did the math. You're 4 hours away from Gobbler's Knob. It's on the other side.
Oh, I don't know. I might have to get the family together and take a trip
and go see the fat fuck in his whole back. That's got to be third, possibly even fourth generation Phil. That's got to be Punxsutawney Phil. That's PP4. That's
the fourth.
A fourth at least. It's got to be. It can't be the same fucking honey badger or whatever the fuck it is, mongoose, whatever the fuck kind of animal. Because they call it Groundhog's Day, but is it really a fucking groundhog? It looks like I don't know. As Bill Murray, it's just a big squirrel just sitting there predicting the motherfucking weather. Get over it and get over yourself.
It's cold as fuck. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and it's gonna be cold as fuck for a minute. You didn't need a fat furry fuck to tell you any different. Get over it. Be an adult. Open your goddamn weather apps and find out what's going on. God damn it. All right. Just wanted to kind of bash that one around.
Gotta get it out. Gotta get it out. Stays in if you don't.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into our second segment.
Let's keep this show going. It's time for segment 2.
Snowpocalypse 2026. We didn't talk about this the last show because it just so happens that the snowstorm took place during our Royal Rumble time, and I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and ruin my good time to talk about the motherfucking weather. Okay? But Royal Rumble is now over. We're going to be putting that to bed later on here on the show. Snowpocalypse. Dave, did you have the unfortunate task and responsibility of having to drive through that shit as it happened?
No, I wanted to. I was yelled at not to.
You wanted to?
Well, because I drive for DoorDash and stuff like that just to make some extra money. And
of course.
I mean, I checked that map the whole fucking time that shit was snowing. That motherfucker was up to like $10 extra a run. I'm like, ooh, they're getting goods out there. But I mean, obviously, like I've driven in bad weather and snow like that before. Sure, it's a little bit extra, but the runs are like 3 times as long because of the weather. So it wasn't really worth it. I wanted to. Oh boy, I thought about it, but it was
Tease
probably
yourself,
best.
Steven.
And I got
Tease
lucky because
yourself.
my job like prepped for it. So there were a selected few who got asked to take laptops home. And the rest people pretty much had the option to go in if you want or use time. And I just used the fucking time. I was gonna go in, but I just decided to use the time. So, but no, I did not drive in.
What does that
I kind of
mean?
wanted to a
Use
little
the
bit.
time. You went in or you stayed home?
No, like PTO or whatever.
Oh, no.
I just
Okay.
stayed home. Yeah,
So
I
you
was
just
like, yeah,
stayed
fuck it.
home with the kids and just wrote it out?
Yeah, just
The
took the
whole
3-day
shebang?
weekend. Yeah, just took the 3-day weekend, and I got very lucky because, and we'll get into it more once you get we start talking about it a little more here. But I was anticipating some bullshit when I walked outside for the first time on Tuesday to go to my car. I anticipated a big wall behind my car and all this shit, but I think there was someone who was bored and they damn near shoveled the back of everyone's car. Because I just went straight to my car. I took the snow off of it. I hopped in, pulled out, and left. I was good. I got lucky as hell. There was like no mound of snow behind my car at all. The plow came by, pushed everything to the side, but behind each car was kind of like wide open. So I don't know if they paid for that service or I have no clue. But
so you were able to maneuver out, or you still had to?
No maneuver. I just pulled out and left. That was it.
Like
on
normal.
a Tuesday morning after that shit. Yeah, I mean the roads were shitty, but I got out just fine.
Roads were shitty, but I was fine. I was good.
Yeah, I was good. I was good, but it was a good snowstorm. I liked it.
Well, it also led to some confusion, which is why I think this is a good topic for us to talk about. Because if you listen to the news, and I try as often as I can not to, but when this was happening, I liked the updates and everything that was happening, and it's going in this direction and it's getting stronger and whatever the hell. But you kept hearing storm, and my son started to get a little nervous about the ideology of a storm.
It's first one.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a memory of like a bad like storm, right? But when he thinks storm, he's thinking fucking
hurricanes,
walls of Jericho. Yeah, just ice and hail and winds, and we're gonna get bombarded. He was nervous his windows would blow out at some point, and all kinds of
stuff. I remember having those thoughts at that age. Yeah.
And what ended up happening was it just snowed. It just snowed, but it snowed a lot and consistent. It was coming down pretty good, but it just snowed. So as it was happening, he kept looking out of his window, and all you see is just like a very Christmassy kind of flutter of snow.
Yeah,
and he goes, "This is the storm?" I said, "Yeah, this is the storm." He goes, "Oh, I want to go outside." I was like, "All right, let's go outside." So we went outside, and we attempted to kind of sweep off the car. I figured,
sure, why not? You're out there.
We're already outside. It'll be less work later. Yeah. I don't want it to go outside and look like a kid and play kind of like boxy look on top of the car, just like so we figured we'd do that, and then that was it. We came inside, and it just so happened that all this happened on a weekend, so I was already home. The only thing is that when it was finally over, then what ended up happening was we had to make a decision as to how we were going to work this out. Since I knew the snow was already coming, I kind of already had it in my head. I want to park a certain way in a certain spot. What I don't want, because I live in Brooklyn, I live in New York, and the absolutely last thing I need to do is to be between two cars while I'm trying to snovel out snow. Because we've had a few snowstorms in the past, or some snow situations in the past, where, when you're shoveling and you're trying to make a pathway, you can slide and you shift in the snow. And I don't know how many times we came like a frog's hair away of just smashing into the car in front of us and behind us. simply because it was just, instead of moving to the left like I wanted to, the tires are on ice and now it's shifting like this, like kind of sideways. It's a whole deal. So the way that I prepare myself for the snowstorm is I like to be at the edge of the street, either nobody in front of me or nobody behind me.
Mhm.
That way I can gun it in either direction and I can get the fuck out of my spot. That's the way that I normally tend to do it. So I put my car at the back end of a street corner. So I figure all I gotta do is just back up. I'll shovel the back and I'll be able to just back out. I won't have to shovel around the car. Just gotta shovel the back. Nice and easy. Some dickhead decided that's enough space and put himself like right behind my fucking car. And I was annoyed for sure. But in fact, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity here because that's what I was doing this whole time. Give me a second here. Here. So this is the snow. I'm kind of pissed because that's the parking spot right there. Because I'm going to pause it for a second. So this is immediately at the end of the snowfall. So this is like at night because I know that we have to go to work in the morning. So I figure I'll take care of it now. So this is what it looked like where I'm at. Pissed because that's the parking spot right there. Because the thing's back here. That's a full parking spot. It doesn't look like much in this camera shot, but if I go side to side, I can fit in there with room. It is completely covered in snow. So we're gonna move the car, but once we move the car, we're gonna have some issues parking. So this is the way that it looks. Zoom back out here, and now this is the way this looks here. Whoop. So that's what I shoveled out. So I should have enough space to get out. Getting out's not going to be an issue. Getting in somewhere is going to be a goddamn problem. So yeah, so hold on, I'm going to remove it now. So that was legitimately a concern of mine because if you looked throughout all the streets and the blocks, even for the people who shoveled out, they really only shoveled out one way. It was either in front, to the side, whatever the case may be.
Right. Just like they were thinking about getting out.
Right. So I shoveled, let's say the snow stopped falling, I don't know, like Monday or whatever. And like Monday morning, I shoveled on Monday. That thing, everything you just saw, I did like a whole box around my car just so because I'm not trying to play back and forth. When I leave in the morning, I gotta go. I gotta drop him off, I gotta drop her off, then I gotta go. So I don't have time for all that. So just to make sure I shoveled the shit out of everything. Which means of all those parking spaces, whoever got my spot when I left was fucking golden. They just gotta do your usual parking job. So that's how that worked out there. And the reason why I bring this up and I showed that video is because I haven't shoveled since. The shovel is in my car because on the off chance I run into a spot where, this is a spot that I can fit into, but I just need to move some shit out of the way. Hasn't happened yet. Everywhere that I've gone so far, knock on wood, but it's been about a week now almost, and people have already shoveled spots. I haven't had an issue parking this entire time, and I'm driving all over Brooklyn. Work, his Taekwondo place. I mean, we're running our days like we normally would. So imagine, Mike. Before I get to that, I had some semblance of concern when I drove to your house, because your house on a rush hour time schedule is almost 3 hours. So I was like, I'm assuming that time is so bad because the weather have made the roads so bad, right? So I got to go from my house over the Verrazano, down through Staten Island, down through the New Jersey Turnpike. Then I have to take the PA Turnpike and then your side streets to where I got to go to you. I didn't run into a single weather-related incident at all whatsoever. Everything was plowed. Everything. I mean, there's slush. There's barricades.
There's snow.
Yes. Yeah, there's snow piled up and all that stuff, but I wasn't impeded in any way. Then I get to your specific area, and I was making a joke with Steph because your roads were literally like parallel, like rectangular, like almost like Like someone went into the streets and gave your streets like a nice skin
shape
shade.
up.
Shape them up. Like
It's
it
a
was
little tight, but it's drivable.
Yeah, it's dry. But then like what, because you're in a suburban area, if you look at the road is very drivable, and you could tell that everything was pushed to the side, and then like it just formed this wall. Behind the wall is like, it was fucking with my OCD. It was like a straight sheet of just shiny
ice. Yep.
sheen ice.
You can tell where people aren't walking.
Yeah. Which was another thing, because I'm like, in New York, that would not stand.
Everyone walks.
We would need to. I would do a frog splash somewhere.
We will not have this.
Yeah, this looks too nice and too pristine. This has to go. Of course, it has to go. This can't stand. But your area looked so nice, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait now. 2 or 3 days away from New York. Jesus, I can only imagine what's going to happen when I come back. I come back on Sunday, and the parking spaces looked even better.
Good.
I had even more access to parking.
People been working.
People been putting in the work. So imagine my shock and dismay.
There's a big buildup.
When motherfuckers is all over the internet trying to tell the whole world that this new mayor we got this new guy. I don't know if you guys have heard about him down there.
Spoiler alert for everybody. This is pretty much the undertone of all of this shit that I saw. Go ahead.
No. What was this?
Crazy? It's all this whole everything you showed. This is all political.
Yeah. So
I'll point it out as you go, but this shit's all political.
So this new guy we've got, Mamdani, and remember, folks, politics is also on the list of too taboo. But I'm not here to talk politics. I'm just here to talk about the goddamn snowstorm, which for some reason, as you were leading on to right there, has somehow become a political thing. Snow has become a political thing. First and foremost, I don't know much about this guy. I live here. I don't know much about this fucking guy. I saw the commercials.
It makes you feel any better. I don't know anything about Phil.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And they're both equally as popular.
Yeah, both equally as forecasting as to what's going to take place in the fucking future.
Exactly.
And he is the mayor of New York City. His name is Mamdani. His first name is Zora. It starts with a Z. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. Because I'm 40 fucking years old. I've seen many a mayor and many a fucking governor and I'm telling you right now, I am easing into my old grumpy old man vibe. I'm sliding into the fuck because I don't give a fuck about any of it anymore. I don't care what any of these people have to say. But what drives me nuts about this fucking guy is leading up to the storm, this motherfucker had a press conference like every 4 fucking hours. And I mean a press conference. There's a podium with a mic and a team of people behind them that all have to take their turn saying a ton of nothing because they don't know anything, because it's a snowstorm and people can't predict the fucking weather. The people who should be talking are meteorologists, people who study this shit. Nope, he's out there. We're prepared. We're ready. The trucks are ready to go. We've got the salt on deck. Everything is going to be great. Don't you worry about it. We're not going to, what was the tagline he was using? We're not going to be fooled again, right? Because every snowstorm New York City experiences, it's a fucking catastrophe. Just like when we had the floods here in New York, simply because it rained. It wasn't a storm. We just had rain. And it debilitated the entire 5 boroughs of New York City. We had to swim home in our car because we don't have a filtration system or a sewer system that works and can levy out water. And we happen to be surrounded by large bodies of water in the East River, the Hudson River that leads out to the Atlantic. So we're basically New Orleans, just in the Northeast, just begging to be flooded and killed, all of us. And this fucking guy's on TV. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Don't you worry about it. And everyone's in the comments, what about our free buses? Because I guess apparently during his run for mayor, he had stated that he was going to try to find a way to make the buses free with no fare.
Oh, and my God. They took the bait?
They took the bait because, of course, he might as well have just said, and we're all going to get belly dancers for Christmas next year. Come to Rockefeller Center and show New York ID and you'll get a lap dance or whatever the fuck. They just say whatever the fuck they're going to say and people are just going to fucking believe it. And he did this whole speech leading up to the goddamn storm. And then the storm came. Snow was fucking everywhere. And to his credit, I saw, myself personally, a shit ton of trucks. And the Belt Parkway was clear when I got on it. The BQE was clear when I got on it. Most major streets were pretty much plowed out. Some of the side streets left a little bit to be desired, but that could be understandable since there's a million of fucking side streets in New York City. This isn't fucking Toronto. This is NYC, baby. We got a lot of fucking streets and a lot of fucking people all sleeping and sneezing and shitting on top of each other. But that video I just showed you guys is, to me, I consider it a small street. It's a one-way street off in the boonies that's short. If you turn the camera one way, you can see the end of the street about 2 or 3 blocks down. And if I turn it the other way, it ends 1 block over. So that street is maybe 4, 5 blocks tops. It's a short street, and it was plowed. But everyone has issues. The bus stops are covered in snow. Yes, they are. Because unfortunately, ma'am, cars are in parking spots. So the snow's gotta go somewhere. We can't just fucking bing and just have the snow disappear.
That is a reference nobody's gonna get.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I shouldn't get that reference.
Yeah, but you've seen it, so you know. And
Obviously,
you know what?
I'm just saying that's how old that is.
And you know what? We're not going to say what it is.
No, comment
on the YouTube
Googles.
channel. Yep, comment on the YouTube section if you want to give it to your peoples, but we're not going to explain what that was. But yeah, the bus stops are covered in snow. Yes. The sidewalks. I can't walk down the sidewalk. Get a shovel. Shovels are effective. They pick up the snow and they displace them to the side. This isn't the first snowstorm in the history of this fucking city. Why were you waiting for the mayor to shovel the sidewalk? I don't understand. He kept the MTA running. I'm not even a supporter of this fucking guy. It just seems like common knowledge. I remember a snowstorm. Was it 2016? It might be. I might have to think about it. I remember a snowstorm where I was at work when the snowstorm started. I started my shift at the same time the snowstorm started. I was doing security. I had a booth in a truck yard. And when I got to work, I could see concrete. When I left work, it was all white. And mind you, because of the snowstorm, I was working an overnight shift. I'm working 10 to 6. So, of course, in a fucking snowstorm, the asshole that has to relieve me at 6 can't make it in. So now I'm stuck till 2 until they can figure some asshole to come relieve me who didn't get there till 4, by the way. And I had to fucking go. And by the time I got out of my shift, the snow had gotten so bad, they shut the buses off because where I was a truck yard. I have to take a bus to the train to go home. No buses because all the buses kept getting stuck in the road and they were like, the tires and the chains and all that shit. It wasn't working out. So I had to walk to the train. Then I walked to the train and the train said, sorry, due to weather, it's limited service. I guess I'll see the next train in about 40 minutes. Took 3 hours for me to get home on a usual 45-minute commute. 3 hours. And I couldn't get an Uber or a cab because nobody could. That's bad. I was on side streets. I was in the hood. I was in all these different places. I had access to everything. None of the stores closed. So for everybody who went toilet paper crazy, there was still toilet paper to be had. For everybody who went water bottle crazy, there was still water to be had. Although I'm not going to front, I wish I would have had the giant near my house before the snowstorm. I would have cleared them out. They have a weird alcohol limit, but I'm pretty sure they got a lot of TP and a lot of water. Can I tell that story real quick? We got hit with an alcohol limit by ounce. I have never seen that in my entire life. I went to this guy's house, and the night before the Rumble, so Friday night, so we decided to prep, get a few beers, get some alcohol together. And what did the dude say? He said we had a 192 ounce.
I don't remember the number. I was like, dude, do the fucking math. Like, I'm not just let me know what I can take. I don't.
He actually told us you'll have to buy some here, leave the store, and then come back
empty-handed
to buy the rest. Yeah, empty-handed, like you weren't just here.
Yeah,
I think he might have even hinted. Maybe we should have come back with like mustaches and glasses or something. It's like, hello, good sir. Well, I purchased the beverage of the alcohol, and then you put all of our rest of our stuff back there. It was like 192 ounce because we were buying like 3 6-packs because we were buying for a bunch of people. And it's 192 ounce limit. I said, that's a really weird limit because you can get fucked up with 192 ounces. I think you could almost put yourself in the hospital if you just decided tonight's the night. 192 ounces, baby. We're gonna do it. We're going for the limit. You gotta push it to the limit. And so we got hit with that over the weekend. But yeah, everyone seems to just be having this weird. I have it here. Hold on a second. Yeah, everyone seems to be having this whole conversation about it's not safe. It's dangerous out here. And now I put 13 in the notes. But I just recently got updated. We're up to 16 dead people in the cold. And I have to say, I am disappointed that number is not higher because there is, that's the people who are trying to not be here anymore. Because this, again, they're looking at the mayor. How dare you? This is inhumane. And then I sent you a clip of a reporter. The reporter who went to these people who are intense, who are tarped up under the building scaffolding. The lady's like,
I got you some help, dog.
Yeah. Hey, look. Good. Yeah, he said, hey, look, they opened up the shelter here. You can come in, you can get some warm food. He goes, no, I'm good. I'm gonna chill right here. So I'm just not gonna go anywhere. And these people just didn't want to go inside. And there are people who are going, well, that seems foolish. This is an opportunity to not die, right? This is even if you are homeless, this is an opportunity to get in and to lay a foundation. In the comments, I don't know if you took a look at the comments. I always go to the comments.
I didn't dare.
I always go to the comments. There was a constant battle in the comments. I will leave to your imagination who was on each side. But there were people in the comments saying, I don't blame them. I don't want to go to the shelter in New York City either because it's not safe. It isn't safe. Also, it's not practical because a little known fact. See, for people who don't know how the shelter system works, more specifically how the shelter system works here in New York, you don't just go to a shelter like it's a free hotel. There, you just go in and you go, excuse me, miss, I don't have a home, but it is brisk outside. You mind if I stay here for an hour or a week or whatever, until the snow goes by?
An hour or a week? That's a big ass scale.
Yeah, that's it. Well, how long you think the snow's gonna be outside?
I don't fucking know. You got 3 hours, bro. You better bottle some of that warmth up.
So
we got turnovers to meet.
What a lot of people were trying to explain, and I have some experience in this. You have some experience with this, where it's not so easy to just go to a shelter, right? Shelters are government-run agencies. They have rules and restrictions, and you don't just go into a shelter and just be like, oh, I'll just be here for a little bit until I can warm up. No, you have to file paperwork. You have to apply. You have to get put into a system. And then
rules, curfews.
Once you're in, you're not allowed to leave.
No.
You can't just
as someone who's lived in multiple shelters.
Yeah.
I remember having to, I was younger, so I remember having to file, or my mom obviously having to file paperwork so that I could do my after school program, because I wasn't technically allowed to be outside of the shelter by a certain time, like 6 o'clock or some shit. Right. So like, and the crazy shit is everyone's on that restriction. So if you have a pass, you're going to be looked at as like, they're going to be eyes on you and people talking shit about you, that you get to come and go because you have this permission to. It's crazy, dude. Being in a shelter.
And then what happens is that
people who've never been in one thinks it is. It's not a saving grace.
Then you become a target because you've got the pass. What makes you so much better than me? So they cause a problem. You handle the problem. And then they go, well, since you are having situations here now, we don't really feel comfortable with you having the pass. So now you don't have a pass. So now you got to explain, like, the only real times that you have a pass anyway is for work, a family emergency, something like that. And even then, you're on a very restricted time schedule. You have to be back here. You have to be accounted for. You can't just up and leave. For these people, you're asking them essentially to give up their freedom. Now, yes, they're outside, but they can come and go as they please. They can go see, they can go visit who they want to visit. They can go do what they want to do. They don't have to exist through rules and regulations. They just got to survive the sub-zero temperatures, which is a very possible and very feasible thing to do, but that's all they really have to do. So to them, the option is easy, especially when the dude was sitting. He was sitting in the chair like, no, I'm good. I don't need to. Trust me, that comment came from a guy who's been through the system. He's seen it. He knows what it's about. He ain't going
that, and he's been out there for a minute. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. He's not going to fucking go. None of these people are going to go. When we saw, there was video and it was on the news of people who were pitching up blankets in train cars to like section off different areas of the train car to just kind of make it their area. And they were just like tarping it off. And then they were just doing their own thing. And people were like, this is getting ridiculous. Well, yeah, nobody wants to see that in their train car. No doubt about it. But at the same time, like, if I as a fair paying citizen, I understand it's a bit of an eyesore for you and it makes you uncomfortable. And sometimes, yes, there's a smell. I understand. I get it. I've been there. I've seen it. I've been hit with the doo-doo car before. We call it the doo-doo car. When the train pulls in and you're waiting to get on the train, the door opens up and then puff, just ass hits you like a shooting star, like a comet to the face. It's just butt, just all of it, just and you go, you know what? I'm gonna wait for the next one. How about that? I'm gonna walk over to this car and hope that it has less ass in it, and then we'll see. And one time, this is a true fucking story, on a J train. It was me and Steph and a couple friends. We waited for the J train to pull up. Got hit with the doo-doo car. Boom. We said, you know what? I tell you what. We're going to walk to this next car. Hopefully it has less ass. And we opened up. We go to the next doorway to go in. Ass. It was like back-to-back ass car. That's a low percentage probability rate to get two doo-doo cars side by side. So we said, you know what? Take the whole train. Throw it out. Let's reshuffle the deck. Go ahead. You go, sir. You take this train off. We're gonna roll the dice on the next one. Let's see what the next one gives me. Come on. And the next car will pull up, and it might be something like urine or loud hobo. There's always that one guy on the train who's screaming at nobody. I told that bitch. And it's just like there's no one on the train. It's just him. Yeah, we get a lot of that too.
It was cracking me up because the news reporter was going over the work that was done so far, so much so that I had to write it down because one of them threw me off. So I think it was a typo when she read it, but you're gonna have to correct this here. They said 43 million pounds of snow was removed, 19,000 crossways were cleared, 13,000 bus stops. That's the one that threw me. 13,000 bus stops. That's a lot of fucking bus stops. 13,000 bus stops were cleared, and 6,000 fire hydrants was cleared. And then, like, don't get me wrong, they're showing clips of all of this. And although, yes, there's snow all over the fucking place, there is some clearway. Like, it's the city, so it's whatever, right?
I gotta be perfect.
The next clip, they're like, "What do you rate them?" Oh, an F. They're not doing enough. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, how much more do you want them to do?
They want the mayor specifically to come to their house or their apartment building,
shovel their car out,
shovel his, and then they'll go C minus.
Room for improvement. I don't use. That's when you get the guy. I never give anyone an A plus.
There's
always room for improvement.
If I do that, how will you strive to get better? But there was a thing going around. We were kind of making fun of it a little bit. The person who gave him an F, not for nothing, was a woman. And we heard a lot of stories, and we being me and a bunch of people who live here and work here and stuff, a lot of the complaints about the snow that we got were from women. And more specifically, single women had a big issue with all the goddamn snow. I wonder why that is. Because my wife was the first one to tell me, because she had a coworker that was like, "Oh, that's not my thing." And she goes, "Did you have to shovel?" And she was like, "Yes." It's like, oh, that's a shame.
Poor baby.
My husband
did it the night before.
Yes, shovels, and he takes care of his lady and make sure that his lady is good. You need to go get you one of those what do you guys call them on the internet? Bears, right? You guys chose the bear, right? Isn't that how that worked? Everybody was like, you know what?
Oh, the bear. Bear. Okay, I'm up to speed now. I got you.
They chose the bear, right? So let's let the bear clear the snow out for you.
No. The bear is asleep right now, and he's been asleep for a while. So, you have to figure that out.
No. Get the bear on the phone.
No, don't wake the bear. I don't recommend it.
Why? He wouldn't be dangerous when he wakes up.
You won't have to worry about the snow because you'll be dead.
That was the winning strategy, right? That they were better than guys. They're not as violent as men are. So we're not gonna, exactly. But no, there were some people that were just like, I think they did an okay job. They did all right. And it was like, no, he's terrible.
F. They could have done better. as you talk to the news reporter on the sidewalk that you're walking on right now.
Yeah. They're in a shoveled sidewalk going, this is terrible. All of this is garbage.
Some guy, the one guy was walking, like, he's rude as fuck. Like, the fucking reporter's trying to talk to him. He's just walking, and he's like, they need to shovel more. He's like, that needs to be wider. There's people with wheelchairs and walkers. I'm like, why the fuck are you outside right now? If you have a wheelchair and a walker, like, just wait a little bit. Like, call somebody. People, like, get some help.
I'm glad that you were able to identify a need, sir. So what we need to do is get a shovel in your hand.
No, that shit's ice right now. My guy, I'm not shoveling shit.
But that's the funny part. That's the funny part, because if a wheelchair happened to come by and he's standing there and like, oh, I wish this was a little wider so I can get through. He was like, it's ice, ma'am. I'm sorry, I can't. There's nothing I can do, you know. Clink, I'm tired. I can't. It's nothing.
No, that's not even how they would do it. They'd be like, I know, right? This city is fucking terrible.
Yeah. You know what? That Mamdani. That goddamn Mamdani. It's that Mamdani. I need to, between the president and this new mayor, I'm in for a long goddamn ride with these people. It's going to be really hard for me to just, because normally I just ignore all the bullshit, but oh my God. And this new guy is like, he's a little on the younger side, so he's tech savvy, so he gets it. All of his shit is all over the internet, bro. That's my domain. That's where I get away from shit, and I'm getting ads now. It gets to a point where a man just wants to watch his porn in peace. I don't understand why I gotta have all of this goddamn. No one wants to go from a busty Latina to Mom Donnie on the goddamn screen. It's like, boner, killer, bro. Boner.
I mean, unless you're into that, right? We're not, no shade.
That's
We don't want to
actually-
get flagged. We don't want to get
Yeah.
flagged again because you're gay comments.
That's true. If you're in the middle of jerking off and all of a sudden a young,
can you imagine
Arabic man comes?
It's switched over to Mondani mid bus, and you're just like, well, that's wasted, or was it?
Or was it?
Or was it?
As Dave Chappelle once said, "Don't bust
let's-
that nut just yet."
Let's see if we get flagged for being gay positive this time.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Yeah, we were gay positive the last time. This is a little bit more gay negative, so this will probably stand.
Oh, is
This
it?
will
Nice.
probably
All right,
stand.
perfect. Yeah, we'll go viral off of this one.
All right, guys, we're gonna talk about the wrestling portion of our show in just a second. But until then, quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Hey guys, AJ Orsini here, and I am super excited to let all of you know that we have completely rebranded the official OUM YouTube channel. We have changed the handle, we've changed the look, we have changed the feel and the vibe of OUM's exclusive YouTube channel. Now, all you need to do to access this YouTube channel, it's very, very simple. You go into the search bar, you type in OUM Network, or you can type in youtube.com/@OUM Network. It'll take you right there. This is going to be all-encompassing, every aspect of OUM officially on YouTube. It's going to be the episodes, it's going to be the shorts, the reels, the independent spotlight, it's going to be the OUM Minute. It's all of your OUM needs on the official YouTube channel. Check it out today.
Segment 3 is here, and I can't wait.
Cunt.
Cunt. You said it. All right. Misunderstandings and personal bias. Let's talk about it for just a
Well,
goddamn
you're gonna have to explain to me what's going on here.
Okay.
Because I watched the whole clip. And
The
I
whole
enjoyed it.
yeah.
It's really good. I actually really like watching him talk a little bit. And I really liked him talking his shit. As
Yeah.
he should.
Felt like he was in gimmick for some of this. He was really
I felt like he started that way and then he loosened up.
Yeah, there
and
were
he
certain
got-
points where he was Joe, and then certain points where he had to be Roman or whatever, you know.
But
Kind of mix it up.
overall, I think it was a good interview. But I'm completely lost here because when
Okay.
I watched it, I couldn't understand. And I even saw, you know how now on YouTube, right under it'll like flash comments as the thing goes on based on like the comment if it's associated with the video at the time. There was one that said shots fired at Triple H with a like fire emoji, something similar.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
And I rewound it and I just like couldn't fit. What am I listening to? Where is the shots fired?
So the shots fired, that because that's what the internet ran with. He was like, oh, I can't believe he's on there taking shots at Triple H despite everything that's going on and blah 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 blah. The shots fired at Triple H was the line about following up on the creativity when he was doing when he was answering the question and having the conversation about how that people complain about how he takes up too much TV time. And he's, they got all the stories, they got all the belt, they get everything handed to him. And then he leaves for like long periods of time. And then like he's saying, so I set everything up for everybody to come in and smash it home. And the creative, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to follow that up with creative. The business side is great with Nick Khan. He's a genius, but we got to follow that up with the creative. And people took that as him taking a shot at Triple H, saying that the creative, that the booking is not good. When
That's crazy. My brain that whole time was him shooting his shit at the talent.
Right, because he followed that. The indicator that he was talking about the talent was immediately after that line. It's like the minute he said we have to follow it up with the creative, everyone's ears just turned the fuck off. Like they didn't hear the rest of the interview. Because immediately after that, he was doing the whole thing. Get over, guys. Get over. That's what it means.
Yeah.
We gotta get you. I'm setting this up for you. You gotta get over. Because I got the formula. I know what I need to do to be over. That he's talking about.
I don't know. I kind of low key felt like he was swinging at the bloodline, because that's a little bit more specific to the bloodline.
I also think,
Jimmy's been in and out ever since, and then the bloodline with Sokoa and all that stuff. Great, right after.
Yep.
I mean, we jumped right into Uso territory again the moment that WrestleMania was over, and he's right. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, I got you guys over.
I set you guys up. That's what I thought he was shooting at. So
that's exactly how I took it. When I say talent, I mean overall. But if you wanna get into specifics,
it felt like a straight shot
a strike
at his family,
at his own people.
Yes,
because if you want to make the argument that at least Jay did get over, when he got there, he couldn't stay there. Jimmy, as talented as he is,
has been in and out.
I mean,
even before the bloodline thing, he was in and out.
And during the bloodline thing, he was in and out. And after the bloodline thing, he's been
now he's in and out.
He's in and out right now. He just came back last night on Raw, but up until that point, he's been really shifty. Solo, you can give Solo a bit of a pass because of his youth, because of his inexperience. They jumped him from NXT before he could really get solid in NXT. They pumped him up to the main roster, made him kind of an enforcer, the silent, strong type with the bloodline, to kind of give him a quicker education on what it's like to be on the main roster. So maybe he's got more time to develop into something else. We've seen flashes of it, but he hasn't ascended either. Right now, he's the tag team champion on SmackDown with Tama Tonga. So he's been the leader of his own group, but the group really hasn't done anything except for the feud with the Wyatt Six. But it's a feud with the Wyatt Six. Like, no one's, what's that, right? So he hasn't really pushed it. Jay he got there, but he couldn't hold it. Jimmy really hasn't gotten there. And let's be real, I'm throwing Sammy in that mix because Sammy,
he was a part of that run too. If anything, it kind of saved him a little bit.
It saved him, and it was his best shit. Because to be honest with you, Sammy has kind of felt like a whirlwind after the bloodline stuff. Like he's up, he's down, he's in the main event picture competing for the WWE Championship, but then he can't beat this. He's getting beat up by Trick Williams, so it's like he's all over the map. He's the United States champion, but then he's this and then he's that. He's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. He beats Gunther at WrestleMania. He disappears for several weeks. He becomes United States champion. Gives John Cena a thing, and he's back on top, and then he loses the belt to the Dragunov and off TV for forever again. It's like it's an up and down flow. No one is just consistently just dominating the ranks. Yeah. No one is batting 300 when it's their turn at the plate. Everyone just seems up and down. And then once you get past their own family, there's a lot of people that are tearing up and down, right? Everyone's the LA Knight conundrum, right? The fans really, really love him, but at the same time, it doesn't really seem like
they're not ready to pull the trigger on
him backstage. They're just not. For whatever reason, for whatever they're seeing, whatever they're communicating with him, they're just not at his age too. Like, if you were going to do it, now is the time, and it just seems very apprehensive. Probably one of the biggest pops of the Men's Royal Rumble, we'll get to that in a little bit, was LA Knight. They were fully expecting him to have at least a showcase. We're getting to a point now where people don't expect him to win shit, but at least some sort of a showcase, some sort of a showing that would be considered at least impressive. He got to eliminate Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, but even that was done like during Jay's entrance, so the camera didn't even fucking catch it.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, did they really just get rid of Brock Lesnar mid-intro? Like, it was weird.
Intro and just so it's really complicated of how all that shit works. And so, like, when I heard those comments from Robin, like, come on, guys, just like I'm teeing this up. Him saying I'm teeing this up, because a lot of people misunderstood that too. They were like, well, of course you're teeing it up. You're opening the show, you're closing the show, you're dominating the whole program. Of course you feel like you're teeing it up. Well, he's teeing it up and he's getting all the time because the time that he's spending on it is working. It's changing, it's spiking the needle mover, right? It's moving the ratings, it's moving the merch, it's moving the buy rate, it's drawing attention. He's not just on the television show for Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. He's doing Kimmel, he's doing Fallon, he's Pat McAfee Show, but there's a connection. But he's doing all these different appearances. You said the perfect line. Akuma just won the Royal Rumble. Like he's all over the fucking place. And when he's all over the place, that brings eyes. It's like before when Steve Austin would do Nash Bridges as a guest star, and he would do Jay Leno, and he would do all these different shows. It brings eyes. There's not a lot of people in WWE that are pulling that in. The Slim Jim commercials with Bianca and Jay and LA Knight. Then there's this other commercial, I forgot what the fuck it's for, with Cody Rhodes doing the worst super kick I've ever seen in my life with Bianca Belair and also Jey Uso. Like, they have their favorites and they know who to use and who they are comfortable using, I should say. But there's a lot of great talent, but not a lot of. There's no one really like who's that lightning rod? Who's that person that comes through the curtain and grabs you? There's not a lot. There's not a lot. We saw 2 Royal Rumbles. That's 60 individuals. Not everybody got forget pop. Not everybody got a reaction. Hear the number. Like, I think Iguana got a bigger pop than a lot of the main roster.
I mean, like Iguana's that guy, dude.
He apparently he's that dude, but what were your interpretation when you heard him? Because you said yourself that you felt he was kind of coming in and out of the gimmick, and you had felt that he was talking specifically about the bloodline, but from the overall point of the interview, when he was talking. Like even when he was talking about his family lineage, which Pat McAfee knows what the fucking lineage is. He's just
it's a show, man. Let him explain it to the people.
Not just explain it to the people, but he wanted to give Roman an opportunity to go ahead and just put the family over real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let him know. Yeah. Let him know. But what were your thoughts when you were just watching this guy? Was this? What I'm asking is do you see the charisma? Do you see the character? Is he an interesting person to you? Do you want to hear more from Roman Reigns?
I mean, everything he was. I told you I was lost with the controversy part of this because I first of all, everything I think he said was true.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If anything, he was fucking pumping me up. Like I wanted to like fucking hit a left and just go in the gym or something for a little bit. Like he was fucking inspiring me. Like it was. I don't think he was. Obviously, I don't think he was shooting at Triple H at all. He has nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, I think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. It's the same thing with like Cena, right? It's the whole reason why I wanted Cena to ride this whole heel thing out and tell everybody fuck you at the end and walk away. I wanted that so bad because just like him, just like a Tom Brady, just like all of the top tier greats in the world, when you're a top dog and then at some point in life you've become so much the top dog, it is clear you are the untouchable top dog.
You're the guy.
People buy out of you. You're boring now. I've seen too much of you. Now I'm cheering. I want to watch now, not because you're amazing, but I just need you to lose. And then you won't lose. And you won't lose. And you won't lose. And now I'm fucking sick of you. That's just how that is just watch anything. That is kind of how it works. Like they love seeing people do the climb. Then once they're there and you won't go away,
they want to see you fall.
They're fucking sick of you. So in his defense, I think he did, and this is what makes him even greater. He took that when he started to experience that and found a way to make you hate him but still love him. And he's one of the very few that I watched like be the heel still, but we still wanted him to like no one was really like hating him per se. He turned that perspective, going into the bloodline, carrying through the bloodline, getting to the end, and leaving as a heel, by the way.
Yeah.
Leaving as a heel. Came back to one of the biggest babyface pops. And all of a sudden, he's a face. He's a face now. He's a babyface.
Without changing a fucking
nothing.
thing.
He didn't say sorry to nobody. He didn't apologize. He just stared at people. He didn't say anything too negative, but he didn't say anything positive either. He just kind of like changed his demeanor a little bit. Just a little bit. But he didn't do anything. And he came back and people popped for him. So when he comes on to Pat McAfee and talks his shit and go, guys, I left. I don't see me. Who else is me here?
Yeah.
No one. None of you are doing this. And one of the things he pointed out is no one's driving story.
No.
Where's the story? Who's telling a story? Nobody. I'm coming back. I'm going to come back. And not only did I give you the chance to do it, and he pointed out exactly what they were saying. I'm taking up too much time. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Oh, it's easy for them to not be good. It's easy to tell them to do better when you're hogging up all the time and they don't get time. Okay, right. I left for 2 years. Where is he?
Where is that guy?
He's like, I don't know. And then he said, I don't even need to come back. I did so good in my career. I can just sit there and collect. He said, I don't need to do anything else. I'm done. I can be finished right now and never be not rich for the rest of my life. But I don't want to do that. I want to come back and I want to make bigger money. You know why? Pretty much in a nutshell, no one else can do it. And I'm going to set you guys up again to see if you can handle it when I leave.
I love his
now, coming back.
I love his comment about that he has 4 kids. He said, I have 4 kids and I want to cast such a big shadow that they never get out. Whatever. He goes, I want to cast a big enough shadow that they never get out of it.
I know that. I thought that was hilarious.
I don't ever I want them to forever be in my shadow. I want to be too big for even my own kids. To be like,
he said, in order for you to get up out of this shadow, you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to work.
You're gonna have to do something special. You're gonna have to do something special. And that's work ethic right there. That's the part that made me want to go to the gym. I'm like, hold on a second. Let me change my life here for a second. I'm always
He's right. I can't let these 2 little fucks outshine me, bro. I gotta get my shadow bigger.
Can't be the GOAT if somebody after me is gonna be better than me. That's not
earn that title.
I am the villain for this every time that I say it, but it fit here. Right? Because a lot of the issue that I think people had with these comments is they immediately went to Triple H because that's who they don't like. People put the blame on Triple H for everything. It's the booking. For good or for worse, for good or for bad, you have to, when it's going great and you're gonna take credit, you gotta take credit for when it's not going well. Absolutely. But this is a 2-way street. It always has been. It always will be. Yes, you need the booker to put you in a position to succeed, to line it up right, to get the right story together that leads to your strengths, the right opponents that can show the audience how great you really are, to shine that baby face up and make a star. You're absolutely right. But, and that's the part where I say I'm always the villain when I say this, you need to bring something to the table for that to work. And everybody's opinion always is that, well, he's a great wrestler. I know wrestling's on the marquee, but wrestling is not what sells wrestling. Characters and stories and situations create memories for people. I can list a bunch of great Macho Man Randy Savage matches. I can probably name more moments that he had, and more quotes that I remember, and more promos that were more memorable. Once you get past WrestleMania 3, a lot of these people who go, oh, Macho Man's my favorite wrestler of all time. Okay, give me 5 matches. It's hard for some people. But if I said, give me 5 promos or give me 5 moments, that's easy. Everyone goes to the cream of the crop promo. Everyone goes to the him and Sherry promo. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. They can go back and they can do those things. Same thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. You go to the generation after. Can you name great Stone Cold Steve Austin matches? Absolutely. He's had a bunch of them. But if I ask you, what's your favorite Stone Cold Steve Austin moment, and you give me your moment, is the moment more valuable to you than the match? We remember Austin versus McMahon as a build, but they only had 1, maybe 2 matches together. But they feuded and they were together attached at the hip for like 2 years straight. But Vince was feeding him opponents. He didn't wrestle him every week or every month or every pay-per-view because it was the story that mattered. The Undertaker and Kane is regarded as one of the best well-written storylines in WWE history, and it was about 6 months of build to lead to 1 fucking match. Then they had a rematch in April, and shortly thereafter became a fucking team. So the matches were good, but it's the build, it's the memories, it's what capitalizes you. Roman had good matches before he became the tribal chief. He didn't get over until he was the tribal fucking chief. When the persona hit and the swag came through and the promo started up and he had something to latch onto, like the ones, or being the head of the table, or feeding my family with this and with that. I'm in charge. I'm the next generation. This is my camera. This is my ring. And all that stuff started up. It pulled people in. So when he says things like, come on, guys, let's get over, everyone's response is, well, Triple H won't let him get over. Right? Chad Gable could get over. Jay Uso, he got over, but he couldn't do this. And there's a ton of guys on the roster. I heard this one a lot, all the time. Carmelo Hayes could be over tomorrow if Triple H just magically just waved the wand and just put him in a position because people lose track of the idea.
Whoever says that, that's fucking crazy.
Because
don't get me wrong, I like Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, he's dope. He is dope. But I mean, come on, we're talking about like Roman says, there's levels to this shit. There's fucking levels to this shit. There's a difference between people who are willing to pay a ticket to come see you wrestle and people bursting into tears and collapsing at the sight of you. You know, Rikishi was over in the Attitude Era. People paid money to see Rikishi do his thing. When Stone Cold Steve Austin came out, they blacked out. It was a different level of pop. We used to go to the building all the time. Children would cry at the sound of the pop that an Austin would get or a Rock would get. There's levels to it. And he's not saying that there's bad talent in the WWE. As a matter of fact, I think him and Pat at one point actually said, we've got tremendous athletes here, with great wrestlers here, which is a compliment, but in a way, it's kind of also a diss because that's their bread and butter. It's the wrestling. They rely on the wrestling, which I know people are going to hear that and go, AJ, it's professional wrestling. Yes, and that's why you're going to be taking bumps for the next 20 years at the lowest level possible because El Generico was great, but he became a millionaire as Sami Zayn. Kevin Steen was great. He became a millionaire being Kevin Owens. You know, that there's AJ Styles is still AJ Styles, and AJ Styles is probably the best example of this.
I was gonna say that's a odd one to use because he's different.
He's the best example of this. As much as we loved him in TNA, you can't tell me that he didn't become a bigger name worldwide and to audiences until he came to the WWE. You're not going to be able to convince me of that. And you're talking to one of AJ's biggest fans ever.
But that's obvious. It's the biggest stage.
Right. There's people out there that don't see it as that. They don't see it as that. They see AEW.
And they're in denial.
Right. But those in denial people have the loudest voices because they're the ones not afraid to say it on the internet. And that's why when you go into the building, you're in a different world than on the internet. Everything that the internet hates on TV, when you go to the building, the fucking people there love it.
Of course. That's why they're there. They pay the money.
And then when you see the internet crown a person and go, that's the guy. This is going to be the future. He's a big star. And then they get into the building and you hear crickets because they don't have it in the personality and the promo and the storytelling and the it factor that pulls you in. What is it about them as a performer that pulls you in and makes you fucking watch them? There's not a lot of guys like that. And there's not a lot of guys coming up the pipe. I run into so many indie guys that don't take any time out to develop anything other than their wrestling. And it's so infuriating because you'll talk to a wrestler. I don't know how many conversations I've had backstage in a locker room with a guy, and he's funny and he's witty and he can carry a conversation. He's just a great guy. And then he goes in the ring and he plays like a doof. And you're like, well, what are you doing? What's this character you're doing? Why are you doing that? Oh, I thought it would be funny because, but you have the potential to do so much more. Like, I don't understand what you're doing. They'll play like I don't know, like a policeman character, but they're coming out to like YMCA or like you know what I'm saying, like Village People music. Like it's weird. Like it's just everything is just goofy. Like, why isn't anyone sitting this guy down going, hey, look, you're really good at this, so let's take this and like pump the volume up on that. Like just really just like work with this. Start here and then branch and then progress and then evolve. You know, but people don't take the time, and then it leads into this. People haven't taken the time in a long time, and now we're starting to see it filter into the WWE, into AEW, into TNA, into New Japan, where it's just a whole generation of people that grew up with the idea that as long as I'm a great wrestler and I can take bumps, I'm going to be a success. I'll be fine. And it's just not how it goes. There's a lot of great wrestlers that aren't signed. And there's a lot of great wrestlers that are signed that you don't want to watch. Be real. You don't watch all these matches. You just don't. You're skimming through these. It's impossible to sit there. You don't have enough hours in the day. It's not possible. So me personally, that's how I interpreted those words. Come on, guys. Get over, right? Yeah. You don't want me to take TV time. Okay, do something that makes Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and all these guys backstage go, you know what? Maybe instead of 18 minutes for the Bloodline, we'll give them like 16. We'll take 2 off of them. We'll add it to this guy's 5, give him 7 minutes and see what he can do on the stick. Go out there and see what he can do with the audience and play with that and see if we can develop something else. You have to make your boss want to use you. I know they use the phrase undeniable a lot. It's kind of a cliche at this point, but Chelsea Green fucking forces it. You're going to use me. God damn it. You're going to put me on TV. I'm too funny. I'm too whatever I need to be. Too hot, too funny, too expendable. I lose every match. I win every match. It doesn't fucking matter. Chelsea Green needs to be on the fucking TV. We need more Chelsea Greens. We need more people who are just like, what do you need me to do? Write it on this piece of paper. And I put it on the piece of paper. She reads it and she goes, all right, let's go. Like she plays fucking charades every time she's on TV. It's like she gets the paper. All right, here we go. This is what we're going to do. And she just tries. She tries. She's had her face busted open. She's broken shit. She's been put through cake. She's been all kinds of weird shit. When she got eliminated from the Rumble, the Saudi Arabian government was mad when Chelsea Green was eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Oh, someone's going to pay for that for sure. But they appreciated Chelsea Green. We should all be, that's the message of this whole segment. Be a Chelsea Green.
Be more like Chelsea Green.
Force the issue, man. Make these people believe. Make them force it. Make it happen. Just whether it's 60 seconds, like I think John Cena said this, if it's 60 seconds or it's 60 minutes, every time you're in front of the camera, make it fucking count. Do something. I know that everybody has restrictions and parameters. Play within the restrictions and the parameters. Do something. Watch everybody else's shit and think to yourself, how can I not do any of that shit? How can I do what I do without looking like any of them? And if you can figure that out, you're going to fucking make money, bro. That's what Roman is talking about. Roman doesn't consider himself a badass. But what badass does? What badass walks around going, totally a badass? None of them. They just are a badass. That's all he needed to do. He just needed to stop trying to be the big dog and just became the big dog. That's it. I'm the tribal chief. Did anybody agree with him when he first started saying that? No, but he believed it. And now thousands of people, millions of people around the world all believe it and throw up the ones.
That's it, man.
Gotta fucking go for it, man. Go for it. Come on, guys. I believe it all.
Easier said than done, but you can't get mad at the person doing it. That's all.
Yeah, that's why I get treated like the villain. They go, so because they're not an outrageous personality, they shouldn't follow their dreams? No. If you have zero personality, but you really love this business, figure it out.
You don't have to be an outrageous personality.
Yeah,
people make it all the time.
Dexter Lumis didn't talk. But remember when we did the segment where we talked about when Dexter Lumis had the wedding? He hadn't talked, and he was a character on NXT and hadn't talked for like 2 years. And then he was getting married to Indy Hartwell. And every time the Indy Index was one of my favorite things in NXT history, where she would do all the talking. He would just go like that, or like something stupid. And then at the wedding, she did her vows, did the whole thing. And the priest asked if he wanted to say something, and then he didn't. And then they went back to this, and then asked him again, and he didn't say anything. So you figure they're gonna go the whole wedding, keeping the kayfabe. And then when they got to the I do's, he grabbed the mic like to cover it, and he brought it over to him, and the whole building, even the wrestlers that were in the ring, and he went, I do. And he went, oh my God. It was a whole, you can make it work. You just got to commit to it. Just commit to it. You got to believe. Be a Chelsea Green. Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Be a Chelsea Green. That's all I'm saying. Make it happen. So it is time. Actually, no. Let's do it right. I've been on the ball today with the banners. I right here on the ball today with the banners. We're cooking. But now I'm about to go banner crazy. So let's go. It's time for the main event.
It is now time for the main event of the evening.
It is now time for our main event, and I'm going to put it right here. Kaboom! The 2026 Royal Rumble Aftermath. Luckily for us, there are only 4 matches that we have to go over. I'm going to put this over there. Bam. But much to discuss because it is the Royal Rumble matches in and of itself. First and foremost, Dave, I have to ask you your thoughts because we were talking about it in the living room, and I loved what you said when you looked at it. So I kind of want you to repeat it here if you could remember. But the look, the aesthetic of this actual building, and the
gorgeous.
The color schemes and everything like that. What were your thoughts when you saw all that stuff?
Absolutely. The fucking the one that really the set was amazing. So for number 3, the set was amazing. Number 2, the stance was amazing with the lighting. I thought it was when they showed it in the beginning, when they were walking around before the show, I thought the seats itself were lit. But I imagine when people sat in them, it would cover the lighting, but I thought it looked cool. No, apparently each seat had a lantern next to it that was displaying that light when the camera pans over it. So they had like this Titantron type shit in the crowd. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. And the number one thing that blew my mind this entire PLE. Oh, look, I got it right. Hey, I had to like stop myself there for a second, but
you said it slow, like your brain.
Yeah, I had to process it.
This PLE.
But the number one thing out of the whole look was that fucking tunnel. That tunnel.
The tunnel was dope.
Depending on who came out, when Breaker came out of that shit, I don't know. That's the one that stood out to me. It just looked so hype when he came out, dude. It was good. That tunnel was amazing with the fucking screens all the way through it. That was amazing.
Now we have to ask the question, because there's been a lot of talk online, a lot of communication between people about the fact that because of the lights and where they were positioned, it appeared to a lot of people who were watching it live on ESPN or Disney or whatever you were watching it on, that the seats were not full.
Yeah, we made mention to that. It felt empty.
Now, the lights I don't think helped, but I think I'm going to go ahead and, for once with the internet, concur that I don't know if they had a full building there.
And it didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it. It didn't feel like it. And even when they showed clips, like, for instance, of like one of my favorite, excuse me, sorry, something's falling down over here. Hold on. I'm trying not to be off camera here, but I don't want it to fall. Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about it in a second, because we're going to talk about the women's Royal Rumble match. But when the Bellas were doing the yeses, that might have been the one time that I saw like people like out of their seat actually doing stuff. But up until
people
that
came out and they respawned in the crowd.
They respawned. Yeah, it was almost like they moved over so they could be in the shot type deal. There were a lot of people that were like, well, I thought like they were forced to go. I thought they had to go, or isn't the building always full because of XYZ or whatever? I don't know exactly what the totals were. I heard something around despite the fact that it was like I think they were going for like 50,000 seats or something, but they only moved like 25,000 tickets. I don't really give a shit about ticket sales, but I think it did affect the visual of the actual event. It kind of made me wonder now if the lights were put there because of the low ticket sales, just for the effect of like, even though it didn't look full, it's busy, right? So it's not like, and the lights weren't on the building at all either. They kind of kept it to just the ring. But yeah, we definitely wanted to bring that up.
Like estimated 25,000 people were there. You said how much did the building hold?
I was hearing numbers of like 50,000 seats.
If that's the case, let's go off that.
Yeah,
it felt like 25,000 people were there,
like half the building, right? Like like legitimately, like
that. There were a few times where the camera would pan from the entrance side to the back of the building, so not hard cam, but to the right of the hard cam, and that side looked pretty. I don't know. I just kept feeling like that side was a little bit more empty. It's like they funneled everybody, obviously, to like the ramp, hard cam, under hard cam, and then
that's the norm.
More empty seats were like towards the backside behind the ring and shit. That's what it felt like.
That's the norm at events when you want to try to slide, even indie events, when you don't sell as many tickets as you want, but you want the building to look somewhat aesthetically pleasing, you start asking fans to like funnel. So it kind of happens like that. But people kind of caught on to it. Of course, the AEW people were just like, you see, look, listen, it's happening across the board. It's happening across the board. They had it in Saudi Arabia because they had an agreement to do it. They did it. It's out of the way. Will that affect their relationship going?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. That's pretty bad sales for.
Well, there was a lot of criticism that people felt like the audience that they had before was kind of forced because those people were forced to kind of be there. Now we're in a situation where was that the issue? that they said, you know what, we're not forcing anybody to do anything. We'll sell tickets. If you want to come, you can come. And then that was the result. Where maybe it wasn't, maybe it's not as big over there as purported as well as they want people to believe that it is. I love the history lesson of before 2018, they couldn't have women there at all. And then they had their first women's match in 2019, and all the way fast forward to 2026, where they've got 30 women all wrestling. And I'm going to kick it over right now so that we can go into this, because I gotta get like a button, rant incoming right here. We're gonna switch it up to the actual women's Royal Rumble match. Sorry if I'm moving my nose around again. For some reason right now I'm having like a real itch situation going on. But incoming Stitch for just a goddamn second. It's happening again. I have never seen a larger collection of grown men so angry at sleeves and pants in my entire fucking life. I've never fucking seen it. I've never fucking seen it. So many people angry with clothing in my entire life. They're gonna look like Power Rangers. What do you give a shit? What do you care? Because 30 women said they didn't have a problem with it. And even if they had a problem with it, it wasn't a big enough problem for them to say no. The only person that they needed to care was Liv Morgan. Everybody else, it is what it is, right? I'm hearing rumor now that the Bianca pick wasn't that far off. She just didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, so I guess we'll figure that out. But Liv Morgan's not a bad pick, and that's coming from me. But the rant, not even a rant, is just I wanted to make a point about something, that if you're one of these grown men that had an issue with the outfits, okay, I get it. Sharia law, they can't show their skin. They can't walk around in provocative clothing. I get it. If you're angry with this match and your only takeaway from this match, because we're going to talk about this match in a second, but I want to get this at the beginning. If your takeaway from this match is that you hated the gear, that you hated the outfit, regardless of what happened in the match, that I couldn't even focus on the match. The outfits just threw me off. You gotta start.
You're gonna get another strike, buddy. Keep it up.
You gotta start. You see that right there? It's okay to come out, my guy. It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to stay in there. It's dark. It's cramped. You don't have to do it. Okay. If the women had an issue with the outfits, I understand. But for you as a grown man to be worried about outfits, and second, you don't really like women's wrestling. Just be real, because there's a lot of guys that pump women's wrestling right now. Women's wrestling is the best. I love women's wrestling. It sounds more like you like women's tits and ass than you like wrestling. I mean,
nice.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Those are nice.
They're great, but just be honest, because, and we'll get into it right now. This match far superior to the men's match. Far superior. I liked this match more. You're free to disagree, but I liked this Rumble match more than I liked the men's Rumble match. I just did. I felt like the women had a much better strategy. There were two different types of matches, right? The women's Rumble match had a lot more. There was more of a crowd. There was more chaos in that one than the men's. The men's, for a long period of time, it didn't feel like there was a lot of people ever in the ring until all of a sudden there was a lot of people in the ring. But for the women's match, there, first of all, the 1 and 2 was perfect, and it swerves you because it's like Charlotte's 1, Alexis 2. What's gonna happen? And they kind of played it up and then just said, fuck it. Let's face the rest of the goddamn Rumble together. And it just became a team at that point. And it just made for good. Like, it kind of, those are the situations that you look at and you go, they're going to break up a team. But they didn't break up the team. They actually kept it together and made it work for the story. We got to see main event talent We got to see mid-card talent. We got to see undercard talent. We got to see NXT talent. We got to see setups. We got to see that sequence at the end with the three ladies together with Soul Boca, Tiffany Stratton, and Liv Morgan was phenomenal. Just the up and over, up, down, just everything they had to remember to do, which is
I just wish Soul was a little bit cleaner, but yes, the setup was good.
I'm not a Soul Roca guy. I don't get it. She can do flashy shit, but I've seen flashy shit before. She's looks
very sloppy.
It's not
Very
refined.
sloppy.
It's not refined. It's raw.
She's like someone who's got a lot of good ideas, but just doesn't know how to execute them.
But the good ideas also, I also don't think it helps that a lot of her stuff requires an unbelievable and an unconvincible setup. You have to be not only at the right place at the right time, but you got to be there a while she does her thing. Like even the Soul Snatcher, like you have to be at the right exact spot, waiting, leaned over like this at the right exact time to be caught into the goddamn move. And it gets even crazier. She does a double Soul Snatcher here with Tiffany and Liv. She did a double. She grabbed both of them and takes even more timing. It's something
about and it's probably one of the reasons why I hate that the Cody cutter or whatever the fuck they call it as well. Where I don't like the moves where the person taking it is standing there. They're supposed to fall forward, but your momentum is going backwards.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. It doesn't look natural, doesn't feel natural. It's just weird.
It's not a natural movement. I've had to sell that way and I can do it. And the reason why I'm able to do it is because I figured out how. And the only way to sell that is you have to, as the person who's taking it, you have the time kicking your feet back for no reason.
Even then, though, it's just nasty. It's not a good move. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I think Javon does it the best. And the only reason why is because he does it in a very flashy way. He's up and he comes down and it looks cool. But if we're being honest, I fucking hate that move. I don't like the forward momentum, backward momentum thing. It's funny. Doesn't feel good.
Because the person who does it the worst is Cody.
Absolutely.
Because Will's
because his is very lazy.
Yeah, he just kind of falls down.
Just like puts his leg up, old man leg up on the rope and kind of goes backwards. Fucking I hate it.
Because of Javon Evans, if I'm Cody, I'm thinking about scrapping that. I can't do that. You're gonna have to come up with another flashy move. You can't do what Javon. That boy bouncy. That boy is bouncy. But the women did good. I thought the women's match was the women's Royal Rumble match was the better of the two Royal Rumble matches. To me, it was more entertaining.
And also outside of the Bellas, there weren't really any
surprises.
There were no Trish Stratuses. There weren't like anything. Like Bella's the only one that the Bellas are the only ones really that had that callback to them. But in their defense, one of them is still relatively active. I don't know if the other one's is going to do anything now, but at least one of them is still relatively active. So
they announced on Raw. They announced on Raw that the Bellas are back full time, both.
Okay, so in that situation, I'll still give that pass. That these are all current people, because that was one of our gripes in the past few Rumbles, where they're wasting these spots on people that are just coming out for a quick pop and then getting out. And kind of taking up some time from other people. And I feel like at least this one felt like a lot of people got a chance to go in there and do something. So that was good.
Yeah. And now we have to actually have a different kind of conversation. One that I never thought I would ever have in my entire life. Because the criticism of the Bellas was they were the top stars of the Diva era. And the Diva era is not exactly known for its wrestling prowess, right? That was always a thing where it's just they're Hall of Famers because of their cultural effect, because of their fan base, not because of their actual in-ring product. Well, I think it's time to start having the conversation because now that both Bellas are back, how do they fare here? Are we going to be seeing is this a Bella team that's going to look like it fits in this era? Is the question that I have to ask now.
I will see. I'll give him a chance, but when I believe it was Nikki that was back, it wasn't looking good at all.
Well, here's the hilarious part: Bree's the better wrestler. So if she's in shape, and I don't mean like physically, like because obviously she looks phenomenal, 2 kids, and she slays, but the cardio, the timing, right? Because she looked good in the Rumble. She had all the signature moves, the knee into the rope, and she timed the yes kicks, which, by the way, with him retired now, that's all you, boo. That's all you. I told Steph, you have permission to use all my moves in future matches. She was like, okay, all right, I'll keep that in mind. But yes, if I'm Brie Bella, I am milking, and I don't mean her husband. She can do that on her own time, but her husband's gimmick for sure. Those yes kicks, the yes chant, the knee into the corner, they can bring back that double team rack attack thing that they were doing before. Are we looking at a possible actual change in perception of the Bellas? Is that a possibility? Is that on the table? Are they going to be able to keep up with the Rio, I just said it, the Rios and the Kabuki Warriors and the Judgment?
I was going to say, if there is, I can't believe I'm going to say this, and it's crazy that it's about the women's division. That's not crazy. They're just killing it. There's some great tag teams right now.
Yeah.
To be had.
Yeah.
There are some great tag teams.
It's happening, bro.
And with the 2 goddesses themselves, Rhea and Io, these are the carry gods. So if there's anyone that's going to make you look fucking great in a tag team match, it's those 2. And they're pretty established as a team right now. So that tag team women's division is pretty fucking good. This is if they were going to come back, this would be a great time for them to do it. So
the tag team division right now has a great set of teams that they're building with. I'm hearing talk of more teams coming out of TNA. The women's mid-card scene, with Becky still being the Intercontinental Champion, but the feud upcoming with her is going to be AJ Lee, which is 2 former main eventers in the mid-card scene. On the United States title side with Julia and Kiara James and whoever she ends up competing with over on SmackDown. And the main event scene with Stephanie Vacour with the world title, possibly now going against Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble winner, I think, has chosen Steph. I got to watch the show to its completion to see how that went down because they had a confrontation. And I'm still not ruling out Bianca pulling off the Elimination Chamber for Jade at WrestleMania in Chicago.
That makes more sense.
So that's the tag team, the mid-card, and the main title scene for the women's division. All snapping right now, all snapping into place. And the Bellas, yes, an obvious choice for tag team. And boy, wouldn't they love to be tag team champions. But Brie and Nikki, both former world champions as single, you can plug them into any of those. We were upset before when Nikki Bella won the Divas title or when Brie won the Divas title. That's not even an issue anymore. If you want to say to yourself, okay, they're not main champions, we've got 2 mid-card titles right now they could rock. You could make one of them a U.S. champion or an Intercontinental champion.
You have, and this is, you actually point out, you make a really good point. You're not forced to take these legends and putting them in the title spotlight. Because you have top card across your card. So I can have the Bellas open in a tag team match against Rhea and Io. That's crazy. That's your low card. That your starter card is
that if you wanted to on a whim could separate all 4 and plug them into other spots in a singles deal as well.
It's good. Their women's division is set up really good right now, and they got some up and coming. Like I'm not all. I mean, I got my eyes on Lash Legend, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
yeah, she's new to the main roster, but yeah, she's looking dope.
She's got a look. She looked phenomenal during that whole white gimmick she wore, like in the beginning, I said when I saw, I was like, that shit is fire. She looks great in that.
See,
shit.
you were worried about the outfit in the other direction. You were like, you are looking fabulous.
Dude, I'm
He's like,
telling you, man,
you're looking good.
They have a lot of talent.
Jordan Grace just
to
got
work
called up. Kalani Jordan had a showcase at the Rumble. She's still on NXT looking for the call up. Miss Parker is still down there looking for the call up. Lola Vice, which we got a
I
chance.
like Lola Vice. She's a little.
They're all still in the work.
I like Lola Vice a
They're
lot.
right there, man. They're like right there. So I guess to wrap up the Women's Royal Rumble, the winner, Liv Morgan. We've been very critical of Liv Morgan. Me more probably than anybody else. I'm still not sold on the in-ring work. I hate Oblivion as a fucking finish. I hate it as a move, let alone a finish. But all things considered, considering everything we just ran down as far as how deep the women's division looked right now, not a bad choice.
I'm not mad at
I'm not mad at it. No, I'm not
literally when it happened, I sat there and I'm like,
I get it.
I'm just like, wheels are spinning. Like, what was our alternative here? And I'm like, again,
you see how your brain works. You see how your brain works though, where you saw something and you went, before I shit on this, do I have an alternative choice to pitch?
But my point to that,
not really.
My point to that is what we kind of talked about in the roundtable too. It's like when it was really hard to decide who I thought was going to win, because all of the people you would assume is going to win, they're not really worried about that, right? Like, you could pick them. You could pick anyone on that card right there. And as far as like the big stars that you would assume is going to win the Rumble.
Right.
And I don't think you can disagree with any of them. But Liv specifically is probably the one person that is kind of still dancing at that top. Look, she's the top, one of the top card women right now. Not that say the other people aren't top cards, they're just not involved with it right now. So for Rhea to win it, to Io to win it, things like that, like, sure, that makes sense, but it kind of doesn't. They're not really involved with that right now. So when I sat and thought about that more, there's a few people that might be okay, but I don't think they're ready yet. I think this was one of those weird rumbles where like it could have went anywhere, and the way that it went, I'm okay with it. I think that was a good choice. I really didn't think you could have really lost here.
Not bad from the Hooters girl from New Jersey. Not bad.
That's
Congrats. Congrats on the Rumble win. But here we are now for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defending the championship against Sami Zayn. And one word comes to mind when I saw this match: solid. Solid. Yeah. That's it. It both guys brought it. They're professionals. This was probably one of the better matches I've seen the two of them had. They had you sweating bullets though for a few minutes there.
Oh my God! When I saw Sami playing soccer with the locals, I thought it was over. It was absolutely over. Absolutely over.
Oh man, because he came, because Drew shows up in like the Dodge Ram. He's got the big vehicle, you know, the shiny belt. He's coming out of World Champ. Look at these forearms, by the way. He's got the fucking belt. He's looking like a big old macho man. He look like he ate a bowl of concrete on the way to the venue. He's just hanging sheetrock and fixing engines. He's chugging beer for breakfast, and then Sami in a ponytail just playing some soccer. Right, playing some what do they call that thing with the little ball they kick it? Damn, I can't remember the name of the goddamn little game you play when you kick the ball. You try to go with the hacky sack. There it is. Move. He looked like at first he looked like he was playing a little hacky sack, and then the flicking screen went back and it's a soccer ball. And I was like,
yeah, they're playing soccer with the locals outside of the trailer. Like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's a wrap. We're changing hands today, boys. I was not looking forward to. Oh my God! Look at the
two videos. It was like one of them is the WWE champion, and the other one, for some reason, is the favorite to win this match. Oh, and you were also nervous about 0 and 11.
Yeah.
They just
They
pushing.
drilled on every reason why Sammy was taking this home today.
They just
had
kept
me.
pushing and pushing and pushing. But in the end, boys and girls,
A clean win.
Drew McIntyre, not just clean either, but like a strong. It wasn't like he didn't dominate Sammy. Sammy did his thing, but it was I looked at it like a very strong win. Like it was a very competitive match, and
It was.
Neither man really looked like weak in any way. They both hit their big shit,
And that's a big deal. That's a big deal because that's what Sammy matches are. He gets trampled, and then he's like the rise up, and then he does his bullshit. It was a match between both of them going back and forth, getting their shit off. It wasn't like Sammy was down and now he's rising from the ashes. It was just this was probably one of the more interesting Sammy matches for me because they weren't playing on that bullshit. They just had a match. That's all it was.
Well, also, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody out there, for that matter, thinks that I'm wrong, this might have been one of the first times where we had a Sammy match where the word underdog was not spoken at all. Like there wasn't a theory of him fighting from underneath. It was two equal level individuals having.
I would even argue he was the favorite. The way they were playing it.
The way they were playing it, Drew was kind of feeling like the underdog for a while there, despite being literally 11-0.
Well, you couldn't tell Drew that, but from the outside looking in,
Drew's shit.
You can't tell Drew's shit right now. He is on top of the fucking world as he should be. As he fucking should be. Such a beautiful clip. That man can go, man. He can go, and he's been working on his mic, and he's getting much better, and he's showing it. But when that man's in the ring, that even like when you said when he came out with that belt is massive. That's a huge. If I put that shit on, it'd probably come up to here to me, like my chin. I'm not
lower torso.
Yeah, it'd be like up here to me. I swear to God. But when he wears it, it just looks like a belt you put on to go to the office. Like this dude is so big. So big, he just looks like a fucking champion, dude. He has a look, and that's why it was almost to tears that he was gonna lose it at the Rumble, but he didn't. He held strong, and we're continuing, which is good.
And Drew McIntyre will take the WWE Championship moving forward. He's got Elimination Chamber to have to worry about. I don't think he'll defend the title at that pay-per-view. I'm not sure. PLE, whatever. Sorry. But I do think he's going to be the champion. Now I'm set that he's going to WrestleMania as the champion.
He better.
Now
I hope he wins.
Now that Roman has officially chosen Punk, it looks like that chamber is going to be to set up Drew. So we'll see how that continues on there. Our next match, AJ Styles versus Gunther. If AJ loses, he must retire. That ending was a shock to most people, but it was not a shock to the people on this show. I remember very distinctly we all called it. We all picked Gunther to win.
He was done here.
It was just a matter of
how fire was the match going to be?
It was just a matter of he's going down, but how, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he going down fighting? Is he going down? Is it going to look old? Is it going to look worn? Is it going to look, how is he going to fare here? And it was another solid banger of a match for AJ Styles. Good?
Yeah.
It was another banger of a match there for AJ Styles and Gunther. It was good. It was solid. A lot of great moments. I started getting Cena vibes about midway through. There was a bump that Styles took where it looked like he was concussed a little bit, and they were selling that. They were selling the idea that he's a little out of it, that he's not fighting back the way that he should. He's been Gunther's really putting it on him, and then they gave him that hope spot where he's just firing back and doing a bunch of stuff. And then we get to the sleeper hold. Let's talk about the sleeper hold for a second, because this was the internet's aha moment where they hearkened back to the whole this thing with the whole because this was the finish that a lot of fans said, this is what we said that John should have did. The guy who never tapped out, and then the guy who taps out occasionally, he tapped out. He didn't tap out here. So it's like ass backwards now. It's like, what the fuck? They did the whole kind of passed out finish, and AJ sold it. Like when it was over, and the crowd was dead quiet when that match.
Like he woke up to Gunther's music and he like didn't realize it was over.
He was doing the whole what happened.
Yeah,
what happened? Is it over? Did you count me out? He was doing the whole what the hell happened thing, and then in the ring, just to set it up, because this is the basis of the real conversation. We can go blow for blow, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of it, he lost, and he starts to do the removal of the gloves, almost like an indication if he's going to start taking stuff off, leave it in the ring. And I think he actually got them both off. Mm-hmm. He started looking at everybody and just said, nah, fuck that. He started putting the gloves back on and he starts hitting poses and he's doing the whole thing. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They're doing their whole deal. And he leaves, and people took that again, and it's always open to interpretation. Oh, he's not really leaving. There'll be an angle of some kind. Or the other way, people say, see, he's headed to AEW, baby. That's it. AJ Styles is going to be all elite, baby.
That's crazy.
And we don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I laid out my plan for AJ concerning going to TNA and ending his career there. I felt like the removal of the gloves, there was some apprehension because in my head, I think I said it out loud, maybe that's not the ring he wants to leave him in. Like he's going to retire, but maybe it's just he wants to choose a different ring to leave his stuff in. And I think that's, whatever he wants to do, he's obviously earned the opportunity to do whatever it is that he wants to do. But that's gonna, he's retired. So,
what do you think about the comment? I heard Triple H made a comment about his heart not really being in it anymore. Did you see anything in? I saw. Feel like that was my buddy felt like it was a shot, or not just a shot, but like he didn't like it because he felt like it like. My buddy obviously felt like the ending didn't feel like the true ending, but with Triple H saying that, it kind of like took the steam out of anything else he could have done. Do you think like he was kind of looking into it a little different, or do you feel like what Triple H said could kind of be like a little controversial of like, why are you speaking on that specifically if he has another route he's doing for his ending?
Well, I think it's another case of misinterpretation. I think that was bad wording, essentially, is what I think that was. When he says his heart wasn't into it, I think people read that and saying like he's quitting, like quiet quitting, like he's
there's something behind the scenes happening.
Right. Yeah. Whereas I think when he says that his heart's not into it, it's because there's apprehension. Nobody wants to leave. Nobody wants to leave. Your body tells you when it's time to go. And his body has been telling him for a while now that it's time to go. And so I don't think he means, when he says his heart's not into it, I don't think he means that his heart is not into the actual match. Like he's not going to go out there and half-ass it because he's just lazy Styles now. He's an old vet just getting through the night. Like, no, he gives a shit about the match. He gives a shit about the opponent. He gives a shit about the show. His heart's not into it because he doesn't want to go. You're doing the match because you have to. You're doing the match because you told yourself, I want to go out still looking like AJ Styles. And so he did it. But he doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people sometimes misunderstand the terminology because people make jokes all the time that I'm obsessed with wrestling. I'm obsessed. My wife says I have Asperger's because I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with it, and I can't do it on that level. Imagine loving this industry
and being a top performer
and being able to do it better than anyone else.
Being able to walk out that curtain and getting that reaction
every time.
And also being addicted to it. Like, imagine being a drug addict and getting the same feeling as the first time you did the drug.
Yeah, every time.
It's like you can't walk away from that.
I'm going to say a comment right now that might ruin Ric Flair's retirement for everybody. But based on the evidence that we saw after the retirement, my theory at the time proved to be correct. Because people, when Ric Flair retired in 2008 after the Shawn Michaels match, there was a lot of tears, there was a lot of crying, and a lot of people assumed, and rightfully so, it's very easy to feel that way, that a lot of the crying was because of the emotion of the moment and a career well spent and just joy that he got a chance to retire. A lot of guys don't get a chance to retire. You know, it's either taken from them or they die or whatever the case may be. He got the chance to go to WrestleMania, have the big match, and I just thought, man, he's just overwhelmed with emotion. What a way to go. And I said the night after in 2008, I don't think those are tears of joy. I think that's tears of sadness. I don't think he wants to go at all. I think if Vince McMahon said, aha, JK, you don't have to retire, he would have kept wrestling on Raw. No issue. He'd have been like, oh, bet. As a matter of fact, Sean, put the boots on. I want a fucking rematch. You cheated last night. And he would have jumped right back into it. And I got criticized at the time. And now we learn that it's 100% true. Because about a year or two later, he goes to TNA. He continues wrestling. He's wrestling on and off on indie shows. He even had that last match. He wrestled a match like last year or 2 years ago, whichever that Andrade match was. So he didn't want to go. This is a drug you cannot kick. That's why, like, I have a lot of respect for John. If John stays to the promise, then he might be the first. Even Steve Austin stayed retired for 19 years. It made me believe for sure he was never coming back, that he stayed true to it. And then he had the one match. Now, it was a good match. He hasn't had a match since. He's going to stay retired. It was Dallas, Texas. There's some exceptions to this. But he still did it because I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard to do this for this long at that level and then just say, okay, I'm over. It's done. Like, I got emotional. His kids tweeted him or tweeted at Phenomenal, whatever. And they were sharing slideshows of them as kids when AJ obviously was a new dad and he was in TNA and Ring of Honor and he's working out, getting ready for shows, and the kids are lifting dumbbells with him and stuff like that, all the way to now where those kids are now his height, playing football and playing sports, and dad's right there with the whole, this is WWE superstar AJ Styles, but he's in the crowd, like, go kid, go son, and the whole shebang. Like, yeah. No pun intended, great husband, great father, great wrestler. That's hard. That is a trifecta that is hard to beat. I'm jealous every single day of his existence. And that's why I feel like when Triple H says, well, his heart's not into it, that's how I interpret it. Not that he doesn't want to put forward a great effort, but because he doesn't want to go. It is half-hearted. Like, I'm doing this because this is the right thing, but fuck, I don't want to fucking retire. I want to drink a potion that brings me back to my 23-year-old body so I can continue to do it for 20 more years. I think he used those exact words when we were in Saudi Arabia last time, where he was just like, I wish I could take a serum that takes me back 20 years physically, but it is what it is.
Erases half my bump card.
Yeah. You know, he would take half. Just get rid of half of it. I'll figure it out.
Oh, my God. Giving some of these veterans half their bump card back, none of them would fucking retire.
None of them would leave. None of them. None of them would fucking leave.
Imagine if gave them some of them their hair back. Dude. So many cool gimmicks. So many cool gimmicks.
I'll take some of it. I'll take some of it back. I'll take some of that back. Keep the wrestling ability. Just give me some of the hair back.
Some of that skull
We're not gonna harp on the Gunther thing because I feel like we drained that orange a few weeks ago when we did the Cena thing, and we're probably gonna do it again at WrestleMania.
This one wasn't about Gunther.
That's why, right?
I will say for Gunther though, real quick before we move on, is I do really love the idea of, and I think I said it when we were sitting there. I love that this little run he's on right now is even bigger than a belt. Like him not having a belt, like I don't think he needs it right now. That's how good this little run is. So he was my win for the Rumble. So to see him go in and not win it, I'm kind of excited about that. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited. Like
runner-up though, he was right there. He was in the mix.
I love that they're doing things that doesn't need the belt spotlight to be successful. And that's what a little bit of a run that he's on right now, and I fucking love it. That's all I want to just point out. Well, Gunther's on a tear.
That used to be a thing, folks. That used to be a thing where you would have storylines and wrestlers on the show that were very, very important that had no connection to a championship at all whatsoever.
And didn't need it.
That used to be the norm. That's why there's so many fans now. One of the big takeaways, I forgot to mention this for the Women's Rumble. Everybody was so impressed with Kiana James when she came out number 3 in the Rumble, and like you, when she came out, they were like, "I thought she was a manager. What is all this shit she's doing?" And she went in there and worked. She went in there and did a lot of cool shit, and she must have been in there 15 minutes, maybe. She had a nice 20 minutes. She had a nice showing, and the whole internet. She needs to be in the main event scene. She needs to be the world champion already. And I'm like, yeah, bro.
She was good. Slow down. Relax.
Chill.
Relax. She wrestled like it was her first day back out of 300 years. And she was excited. Let her calm down a little bit. But anyway.
You give these people one bubble butt, and all of a sudden the world's heavyweight champion does have a nice little area back there. So I'm not gonna lie. All right. So maybe there's something to it. Hold on a second. He said, just hear him out. Just hear him out. That's all I'm saying. But no, congratulations to both of them for a great match. And we'll see what happens from here with AJ. He's either gone for good for real or one last run somewhere else. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out. You hear it here first. And so here we go. The last match to talk about here, the Men's Royal Rumble. Really not much to break down. Everybody saw how this goes. And we got to talk a little bit, though. We've said it before here on the show, and I think we need to talk about it again. I'm done with the hoodie and the mask.
Yeah, I'm so
Get rid
They're not going to stop, but I'm getting so fucking sick of this shit.
Get rid of it. I don't want to see the guy. This stupid thing. I'm going to have to set this shit on fire, dude. I'm over the mask. I'm over the hoodie. I'm over the surprise, over the railing. I'm over. Just put your fucking name on it, bro. Now, people
I don't understand why we need the secrecy. Like, just say who it is.
There was a person. This is a real thing. This is how bad it's getting with fans. There was a fan who took a snapshot from the show of the guy in the hood and the mask, and you can kind of see the eyes and the lip area with a little bit of facial hair, right? You can see a little bit of facial hair. And somebody took that snapshot and put it in AI and said, "Now remove the mask," right? And AI generated a face with no mask, and it looked like absolutely no human being I've ever seen in my entire life. And they posted it, and they said, "Look, AI has removed the mask," and all of the comments understood the assignment because they were like, "Oh my God, it's him!" And they're like, "Oh my God, him? Is it really him? He's here!" And it's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen him in so long." Everybody was just playing it up. You're just like, "Oh, it's that guy! Oh, I remember that guy. He's that guy. Remember that guy?" And it's getting bad, folks. These clickbait sites are fucking crazy. But it's the Men's Royal Rumble. They gave him the main event slot, and I was under the assumption that they gave him the main event slot because something tremendous was going to happen in this match. And not for nothing, it was pretty much a standard Royal Rumble match. Not a lot of surprises. The two AAA guys.
Which I think is good.
Mr. Iguana came in, and La Parka came in. The big surprise for a demographic of people, I guess. Powerhouse Hobbs. Now this has. Remember, I said in the house.
I think you were a little too. I was surprised with how shocked you were.
So I was shocked that they would debut him in the Rumble, And simply by him, by the way, simply by him being in the Rumble does not indicate that he's headed straight to the main roster. Because everybody immediately was like, "Oh, he's going to be on Raw tomorrow. He's going to be on SmackDown." I'm telling you, he was going right to NXT. But here's the thing: there were a lot of people jumping on the fact that on the screen when his music hit, it said Powerhouse Hobbs, and then it changed to Royce Keys, which is the new name, and everybody was like, first of all, the name is stupid, and then they put the Powerhouse on there to troll the AEW fans.
Maybe.
No. And there's
that they did.
No. there's I'm sure there's an element to that of some degree. I'm not saying it's completely out of the question, but there's precedent to this. When Finn Balor debuted, same deal. Screen said Prince Devitt, scrambled some stuff, and all of a sudden, Finn Balor. And that was the new name. When Kenta debuted, Kenta, and then Hideo Itami, or whatever the fuck his name was. I can't remember now. But they've done this in the past, where they give you a quick vibe of, okay, this is what the person was.
Yeah,
this is who he is
his
now.
Previous name, yeah.
And now everybody who was jumping on the shittiness of the name, he has since revealed, A, that he chose the name, and B, he took a page kind of out of my book, close to it. So Royce is his son's name, and Keys is his mother's maiden name, which is somewhat close to me. I'm the son in the AJ, so I took it from dad, and Orsini is my mother's maiden name. So it's very close. So I'm not hating on the formula. It's pretty
It's not a bad name.
Pretty
Royce
similar
Keys?
formula that I use. Yeah, Royce Keys. Yeah, but everybody, I'm not calling him Royce Keys. I'm calling him Powerhouse Hobbs. Who gives a shit? He's never going to hear you say his name out loud anyway. And it's going to be on the merch. It's going to be on the lower third. It's going to be on the website. It's going to be on the tour guide. It's going to be on everything. You know, what movie was that? Coming to America? When they were like, his name is Muhammad Ali. He's like, his mama named him Cassius. I'm going to call him Cassius. And that's what this is. His mama named him Hobbs. I'm going to call him Hobbs. Well, you can call him whatever the fuck you want. The rest of the world will be calling him Royce Keys moving fucking forward. Okay? I'm not going to put respect on this man's name. People haven't learned that yet. That when they criticize these names, it's like they're not given these names. They're given options. But for the most part, these guys are pitching these names. These names are not happening by fucking accident.
I would imagine they get denied more names than they're given names.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. They pitch certain names. The feedback comes back, and too close to this or whatever the case may be. Like Finn Balor chose Finn Balor. I forgot. I remember seeing a video where he explained why. I can't remember what it was. Like Kevin Owens being Kevin from Kevin Steen, which is his real name, to Kevin Owens. Everybody was like, how the fuck did that happen? Why didn't you just be Kevin Steen? And he was like, well, it was just easier to give them something that they could copyright. So Kevin is a pretty basic name as it is. I just kept the Kevin. And Owen is his son's name, Kevin Owens. So that's it. That's all I did. Sami Zayn is a spinoff of his real name. His real name is not Sammy, it's Remy. So it's like Sammy, Remy. It was close, and then Zayn came from whatever. It's all the same. The only person who got goofy was Dolph Ziggler. They gave him a sheet of first names and a sheet of last names, and he just fucking said, "Boop, I don't give a shit. That's the name." He just that's it. That's all he did. But for the most part, these people kind of pick their names. And imagine like you're choosing your name, like you're debating, like, oh my God, I'm about to be a WWE superstar.
I'm terrible.
This is a whole thing. No, I know. I can't imagine these people are any better. Like, can you imagine? Like, here you get to choose a name that we're going to market across the whole globe to make you a superstar. You got like 24 hours, figure it out. Like, you know how fucking nerve-wracking that has to be? Like, this is the name that's going to define me for the rest of my life. Like, people will remember this name more than they know my own name forever. So, and I got 24 hours. And then you hit on something and you go, oh, I like that. That sounds good. And you pitch it. And Triple H and all these guys, they go, all right, not bad. You can do that. We'll trademark it and we'll give it you whatever. They'll work it out. And then you go on TV and they go, they do the new name, Royce Keys. All right, this is it. I'm debuting. I'm a WWE superstar. And then you go on your phone later and they're like, what a bullshit name. What trash. It's a garbage name. But he named himself after his son and his mother. Oh, who gives a shit? That's a terrible name. Fuck his kid and his mother. That's a terrible name. He's Powerhouse Hobbs. All right, dude, fuck it. It's like you just can't win with fucking people. It is what it is. Like when the Dudley Boys left, and they had to become Team 3D. It's like, boo, they're the Dudley Boys. Like, but we can't call. So what the fuck do you want me to do, sir? And we kept it close. I can't be Bubba Ray Dudley anymore, but I could be Bully Ray, and he can't. He can still be Devon. He just spells it different. There's no apostrophe Von. They threw an E in there. It's just Devon now. We're close. 3D, right? Like the move. You guys know? Nothing. Jack shit of crazy. I just found out recently that Seth Rollins owns the name of Tyler Black, which was his indie name. And people were like, Tyler Black. He's like, yeah, it was Tyler Black on the indies. He goes, how the fuck did you come up with that? And I forgot what the Black was from. It was from some band. And then Tyler Durden from Fight Club, the Brad Pitt character. He's like, so I just Tyler Black. He says, so then how the fuck did you come up with Seth Rollins? It's like, they gave me a sheet of fucking names, like first names and last names. He goes, and I wanted to try to pick a first name that nobody had ever used before. He said, but I kept running into names like, okay, I remember that name. He goes, I saw Seth. I've never seen a Seth on WWE television before. He goes, so that was the first name. And then when I started rolling through the last names, I remember there's a famous singer, Henry Rollins, and he's like, I like that guy, so Seth Rollins. There you go, Seth Rollins. That's the name. And I went, okay, that's it. So they'll call him Seth Rollins, who just fucking hit a randomizer button a couple times and wound up on a name. But a guy took a name from his son and his mother, and he's a piece of shit. Like, yeah, boo, fuck his son and mother, boo, fuck his whole family. He's Powerhouse Hobbs. It's like, shut up. Seriously. And every time somebody changes a name, I say the same thing. In 6 months, you won't even give a shit. And it's true. In 6 months, by SummerSlam, they won't even give a fuck. Everyone will be so used to Royce Keys. Forget it. I don't know how long. Sami Zayn still gets ole, 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 ole to this day. But it's been so long that it's now associated to Sami Zayn. It's not associated to El Generico anymore. There's so many people now in buildings that give him the ole and have no idea that was a Generico chant. They're just so used to hearing it with Sami Zayn that it's just a Sami Zayn thing now. If I walk up to somebody in the building and goes, yeah, they used to sing that to him when he was El Generico. They're like, the fuck is an El Generico? So it's like, oh, he retired from wrestling and he flew down to Mexico to help with orphanages and children who are orphaned and don't have parents anymore. He's opening up a missionary down there. He's a great man. He's a great man. That is the actual story, by the way, that El Generico gave for his retirement. El Generico went away to help the starving kids in Mexico and give them shelter and food and companionship, while Sami Zayn went on to become a huge global success. So, but the Royal Rumble match ends with one winner. We've already mentioned that Gunther was the runner-up. Who won? Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, the man that was talking all that shit at the top of the show. Yep. He came back and he's like, all right, it's time to show you guys why I'm the fucking man.
And there was an individual online, I won't reveal their name because I completely blocked them, because he kept pushing this ideology. Y'all don't really want change. Y'all don't want change. Y'all always say they gotta build new stars, they gotta make new this and make new that. And then every time they go back to the old people, y'all go crazy. because it's all over my feed. Yeah, Roman Reigns won. He's the best. He's the GOAT. He's not one. He was the only choice. He should have won the Rumble. There's no question about it. I thought y'all wanted change. Nah, bitch. Relax. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. As my brother stated earlier in the show, if not him, who, my guy? Who's going to main event WrestleMania right now and sell that bitch out? Nobody. There was no option. There's not you're going to use a Royal Rumble to build a new star. Okay, let's say Braun Breaker wins the Royal Rumble. Is he the main event of WrestleMania against a world champion right now? Or would winning the Royal Rumble have given Braun Breaker a title shot at WrestleMania and Roman's still in the main event fucking anyway? Because it's not like he hasn't done 11 straight fucking WrestleMania main events. Well, not straight. There was a few in between there. But he's had 11 WrestleMania main events. He's had more main events than any human being in the history of the company of all time. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down. It looks like he's going to be in another main event. Now, could you have done Punk and Roman without the Royal Rumble? Sure. But why not? Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? That promo they had on Monday last night. Did you see Raw last night?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch.
Holy shit. They're cooking already. And it's fucking February 3rd.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
Roman and Punk.
Roman's back, so it's time to make sure you don't miss.
No. He ain't just back. He was cooking. Hold on, sprinkle it up. Sprinkle some of that Salt Bae on there. There you go. Him and Punk. If you're telling me right now that I'm about to get February 3rd, 60 straight days of Punk and Roman on the microphone, sign. I'm signing.
Take my card.
Take my card. The front. Take my money. Take my money. I'm on board. And now you're telling me that Drew McIntyre is going to WrestleMania as the WWE champion against, I don't even give a shit who the opponent is.
Yeah.
And the women's division is on fire.
Yeah, they're sizing up right now. Let's see how they ride it out.
Oh, and by the way, Dominic Mysterio came back on Raw last night, so the Intercontinental title is back on TV. Yeah. And for all you guys that were so goddamn supportive, yes, Carmelo Hayes is still the U.S. champion. Yes. I'm trapped. I get it. The creative is not there all the time. There's hits and there's misses. I went to a miss. I went to a Raw that was kind of not there, right? But this is WrestleMania season, baby. And not for nothing. This is where your boy shines. He can't get October right. He can't get May right. He stumbles in July.
I don't know. Can he not get it right? Or to Roman's comment, they can't get it right.
Two-way street. I still stand on that. Two-way street. You gotta have talent, and you gotta have the talent. They have to have the direction. They have to meet. You can overbook the fuck out of somebody. If they don't have it, it doesn't matter. You can have a really talented fuck. If they don't book it right, it don't matter. It's a tango. It's a tango. And the first motherfucker to step on the other motherfucker's toes fucks the whole thing up.
Yeah.
It's a tango. It all has to work together. Either he's not smart enough to book it, or they're not talented enough to pull it off. It's one or the other. It can't be both. Sometimes it is both, actually. So sometimes it is both. And when it's doo-doo like that, and it's perfection, you gotta stand almost in awe of it. Where it's like they can't book him for shit, and he's terrible. Holy fuck! What are we doing with our lives? So yeah, but Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, I don't think it bothered a single human being on this earth. And that's saying something because it bothered everybody when he won in 2015. And for everybody in 2026, though, those ones flew way high into the air. Everybody had their ones out. Every single person. So that is the end of our Royal Rumble conversation there. WWE's next pay-per-view is Chicago, and it's going to be the Elimination Chamber. And I have been toying with an idea. Dave, if you want to be a part of it, absolutely, obviously. I don't know if you've got something going on or if you're going to be busy. I'm not tying you to it, but chances are I'm going to be here. Let me pull this up real quick just so I have my dates correct. the WWE Elimination Chamber in 2026. I just need a date. The date is February 28th. That will more than likely be the day that we do my son's birthday celebration. But my son's birthday celebration usually takes place earlier in the day because his birthday is the 27th. So we usually do it the Saturday. So we'll probably do something for him then. I am toying with the idea of live streaming the pay-per-view. Not obviously having it on the stream, but being live during the course of the pay-per-view and just, seeing how that goes and talking to people during the show, having a little bit of fun. Even if I'm talking to myself, I don't really give a shit. It's just to get the content out there and see what's going on. And maybe people can get a vibe live on how I'm feeling instead of just hearing about it days after while it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? You get to catch all that good stuff. So I'm not going to tie you to it. I don't know what your schedule looks like for the 28th. If you want to pop on, obviously, clearly you can jump on and do some stuff. If you're busy, also cool. We're still going to do an aftermath thing after it's over anyway. So just another idea and a thought that I'm playing with. Also, before we go, new look, new sound, all those things are coming down the pike. We have some new art that's in its final stages and new music that's coming that's in its final stages. I'm pumped. I'm psyched. I'm ready to go. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different. It's going to seem this time around, it's going to be more us. Not so much just AJ. It's going to be more of a combined look. It's going to be a little dope, a little different feel for the show. So it's going to be really, really cool. We're going to have different videos. We're getting different commercials. 2026 is looking sharp. We're going to be tidying up, maturing, so to speak. I know. Down, bitches. We're married. Down, bitches. Thought be gone. Get you a can of thought be gone. Be gone, thoughts. We're doing our thing over here. So I'm going to let you guys go. So this is the Royal Rumble Aftermath. This is everything that's been going on with goddamn Snow and that fat fuck over in PA. And so thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing. And of course, without any doubt at all whatsoever, thank you guys for enjoying. And this is episode 341, y'all. 341. Have a good
Mic drop. Wait a minute. This is too much. Cooking it like a pro. Wrap it up, everybody. Show's over.